Hello, YouTube. I hope you guys are doing well today. We are going to be playing some Star Citizen, teaming up with Avenger 1, one of the elite pilots in Star Citizen. We'll see what kind of adventures we get into. Potentially some training, potentially some persistent universe shenanigans. I don't know. He's an unpredictable guy. I'm going to hop over to his Discord. Welcome to the stream. Don't forget that there's that member button if you want to become a member and get your own cool little icons, emojis, and all that fun stuff. All right, I'm popping over to Avenger 1's Discord, and then we'll get into the game. Hey, buddy. Stream looks okay. All right, Avenger 1's in menus right now. I think he's chatting with his chat right now. He's in menu, so I'm going to go ahead and just join the persistent universe. Maybe we can run a mission or two while we're waiting on him. Good morning, ATL. How you doing? Zeus, what's up, dude? Brixie. Yeah, A1 is muted at the moment, so he'll be in here in a little bit.
With the CDF with an emergency announcement.
All right.
Belonging to the Nine Tails gang have taken over several commercial platforms.
We still Siege of Orson is running for the last time today, so let's open our mission log and just accept it, because if it gets completed, we'll get free monies, basically. Definitely a flaw in the mission design for that one, but whatever. We don't actually have to go down to Siege of Orison and partake in the mission, but if somebody beats it while I have the mission accepted, I get like 200 grand, which is great. Okay, let me go find a ship real quick. Kind of feeling Cartu Ollie today, you know? ATL, you've been a sub since the early BF3 weapon review days. Damn, I'm getting old. Bro, I'm getting old too. We're getting old together. Oh man, I'm getting some weird lag in here. Let's look at the FPS counter. Ugh, 38. What's going on? How many people are in this server? 69. Oh boy.
Head to the station once you're ready.
Not sure what would be lagging it up more so than usual. It might just be login jitters. Grim has been running like doo-doo for you, Alex. Alright, we're up to 60-ish FPS now. That's better than 30.
To the ASOC vehicle retrieval system.
I kind of want to... Let's grab the R2-all. Claim it. Not the Nox. God, this UI pisses me off, dude. You click this and it opens the one below it. Like... It did it again. Look at this.
Oh, R2. Hey, how's it going, buddy?
Hey, bud. Hey,
So
how you doing?
I was doing my little spiel in the morning here. Ladies and gentlemen, level cap. Yay.
The one and only, you know.
The one and only Charlie. Charlie bit my finger. Do you want to do a little training today, buddy?
Yeah, we could do training. I'm down for whatever, but yeah, I feel like I could use like a little review on evasive maneuvering while in a turn battle, you know.
Okay, so we'll work on timing prediction and S-turn corkscrews. Okay, so let's jump into Le Free Flight.
Okay.
So if you go to AC here, I'll send you an invite. I finally fixed my friends list. Thank the Lord.
That works. Hang on one sec.
yeah.
I'm just gonna claim a couple of ships at Grimhex, so I have them when I log back in.
There you go. I sent you an invite. So when you get to the main screen, you can just hit the little check mark and off you
Your
go.
insurance claim has been
Off you
set.
go. But
Awesome.
anyway, I was saying multi-generational game. Star Citizen is going to be a multi-generational game. What do you think, Level Cap? You think that's the truth?
Yeah. So I don't know what you mean.
So somebody asked a question. They said, like, I want to join the squadron. What's the process? I said, just come into Discord and have some fun. And I said, make sure that this is the place you want to grow up in. And I said, grow up because I feel like Star Citizen will be a multi-generational game. You know what I mean? It's going to be one of those kinds of games that, it's already been on for 10 years. And I think as long as there's a vibrant community that plays it, it'll continue to go on. It might even go on for 10, 20, 30, 40 years, basically until the servers turn off, right?
Yeah.
And even with the advent of new technology, VR technology, all kinds of stuff, you know what I mean? People are still going to want to sit down at their computer and experience a game and be part of a community, right? Because I think games have gotten to the point now where the graphics are good enough that it's like the next game that comes out that looks a little bit better, it's like cool, but I think more people are interested in the content of the game now rather than like how flashy it looks.
Yeah, I agree. We're also hitting graphically, we're hitting that bell curve, right? So like we're kind of topping out right now at the top of that. It's starting to level out where like each graphical improvement over time is going to be less impressive than the one before it. And so you're not going to see as many crazy like progressions with graphics. So I think that's also part of it too, where it's like previously you could be like, check out this game with the new ray tracing and blah, 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 blah. And people will be like, OMG, I'm going to play it for the graphics alone. That's going to be less of a factor, I think, going forward as well. But yeah, you're right. All you have to do is look at EVE Online and you're like, yeah, people have been playing that since I think I played the beta in like 1999 or something crazy. I played the beta, bro, on a Apple G3 desktop. Okay, like I mean, forever ago,
bruh. But that makes me excited though, man. Because think about it: if they can get Star Citizen, and look, we got a long way to go. But the point I'm trying to say is, like, as long as there's a fun experience to be had, like as you play it, you know what I mean? Then it's then to me it's worth the kind of process, right? And besides, like, we're probably about 5 years away from the game being at a beta level, right? And some people are like, oh my God, that's like so long. But again, if you're having fun during those 5 years, and also if the game's going to go on for 30 years, 5 years is really not that bad, but it's all perspective, right? Because game development, I think some people kind of like, in my opinion, getting stuck in the AAA cycle is like a nightmare. You know what I mean? Because it's like the new game comes out, there's all kinds of problems with it. People are expecting quality now, but these companies got to keep pumping stuff out and to make that money. You know what I mean? Yeah. And people get upset with the microtransactions. So it's like, what do you want? Do you want microtransactions so that because you got to pay the devs, otherwise this doesn't work. And people get mad at SIG for selling ships, but it's just like, yeah, man, but the train's got to keep rolling, right? Yeah. Like, how are we going to do this?
I honestly hope that ship concept sales become a permanent form of its revenue model. Like, I think it's important because I would like this game to have a very healthy income, right? For its entire lifetime so that it can continue to have a big dev team, a talented dev team, and people that can progress the game and continuously build great, rich content for it. So to do so, you need a big income, right? So I don't think skins and cosmetics are going to be a substantial part of income for Star Citizen. I mean, they could be, but I don't think they're going to be big. So I kind of hope that they have ship concept sales where it's like, yeah, you maybe you get early access to the ship when they're still testing it. You get it before everybody else. You get your LTI, whatever that means, and then
whatever that means. I love
whatever that means. We don't know what it's going to mean.
Nobody knows what it means.
It's probably long run LTI is probably just going to save you a little bit of money on your insurance fees, right? Yeah. That's probably what it's going to be. It'll be like EVE Online,
basically like
right?
switching to Geico.
Right. It'll be like switch. I saved a ton of money on my spaceship insurance by switching to LTI. No, it's like EVE Online, right?
Land, yeah.
When you got your when you blow up your spaceship, you know, in that horrible event where you have to like get all your crap back, and it's a massive pain
Oh,
in
the
ass.
humanity.
Yeah. But you can buy different levels of insurance, right, on your ships in Eve. So that's going to cover the cost of your ship up to a certain extent. So, like, if you are willing to pay the big bucks and buy a concept ship, you know, for hundreds of dollars, then you get in-game, your insurance fees are either non-existent for reclaiming that ship, or they're way less or something. And I assume component insurance that's going to have to be worked out later, and we'll see how that works. But I'd imagine it's just going to save you a little money.
When you're ready, just ready up and then
I'm ready.
off we
Yeah,
go.
there we go. I'm an idiot. I'm such a noob. I'm like
All
waiting
good,
for you,
brother.
Like,
I am too. Remember when we were kids, the 1990s and 2000, early 2000s, when like a new game would come out on like the PlayStation 3 or 2 or whatever, and like we're like, whoa, the graphics are so insane, right? Like remember the original Halo? Ah, goddamn, my power core is not in my arrow. I apologize. Let me return the favor. If I'm an idiot.
I'm running the basic setup on my Gladius because for whatever reason the thing is not letting me pull repeaters off of other ships right now. So I'm like, whatever.
Just rent them. Yeah, just rent them if you can.
It's all good. I think mostly I just need to focus on maneuvering here, so I'm not as concerned about.
So you've
my
got
weapons.
the mixed loadout, laser and Gatling on the nose.
Yeah, the Mantis.
Okay. That's a good setup if you can split the triggers and time your shots well. You will kill faster than having like an all laser loadout.
Yeah.
But obviously you run into having just less stand up time because you have infinite stand up time or got to reload.
Yeah. No, it's all good for this. I really just want to like focus on staying agile, like kind of while in the pocket, you know. I recognize I have a lot of work to do on that front.
Well, you're going to warm me up here because I have a squadron test happening in about 20-30 minutes here.
Oh, okay.
And so people are like, is level testing? It's like, so Linz in our Discord is testing. Linz, he'll be testing for position 21. So he'll be Avenger 21, and
Okay, no
Linz
worries.
Linz has been he's an absolute monster of a pilot. Like I'm talking, he's an absolute monster. It's a very good chance that he'll get me in the first life.
Really? Wow.
Oh yes, he is a absolute savage. Okay,
I'd be training with him.
Let me back out to no. Linz.
Okay, are you in free flight? Oh, you had to back out, right.
Yeah, I had to back out. Here, let me send you another invite. It put me in a different free flight.
Oh, so I need to back out too.
Said Linz, he smacked me last night, says Orc. He says, didn't you test for 16 a couple days ago? Well, and special occasions, because this number is very special to Linz, we're allowing him to test 21, right? But typically we go in order, right? But the numbers don't really they're not really associated to like any kind of position within the squadron. Like once you're an A, right? That's your number, right? And unless there's a special occasion where like that number means something very special to you, then we typically just go in order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up until we, hit a limit, right? All right, so let's see here. And set my stagger fire. And let me find you here. There you are. Good, all the boys are in here as well. Perfect. Okay, so we want to go through just a little bit of counter maneuvering, right? And a lot of times with counter maneuvering, people don't realize this, but it's your timing, right? You got to understand that it's when you start seeing the enemy's tracers come out, that's when you have to make a movement, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to make a large movement, right?
Gotcha.
So when you do make your movement, you want to do it with upstrafe, you want to do it with kind of a roll. So if we were just statically looking at each other, what's going to happen is like when you start seeing the shots, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's when, see how you strafe to the left there, right?
Sure.
So you want to build that muscle memory. So when I fire, you upstrafe and roll, right? Create like a little J.
Okay.
Right? So then we're like tracking. And
am
doing
I
our
holding
thing, and
up
all of a
strafe
sudden-
while I do the roll? So I up strafe and do the roll simultaneously?
Mm-hmm. Yep, but you don't want to overroll because then. So do you see the little flight path in my screen? Like when you look at me, do you see the little white blue line that comes out of my ship?
Kinda. Yeah. We're over a
Right,
blue
okay,
planet, so I can barely see
Yeah,
anything.
let's get
that's
to a
blue.
little.
There you are.
a
You're in
darker
space. I can see it now.
There we go. Right. So if you look at me, you'll notice that there's a little blue line that comes out.
Mm-hmm.
My thingy, right?
Right.
Can Can you do that real quick, Shuang? Can someone do that real quick in the announcements thing? Because I'm just with level here, right? So what we want to do is we want to create that little J in space, right? So if you look at me carefully, you'll see that if I do what's an overroll, it'll look like this, where I go up and I roll too much. See, it's like too much of a roll. I'm basically too static, right?
Okay.
So what you want to do is you want to use boost to start your movement, and you want to roll into another location, right?
Okay.
Because what you're doing is all you're trying to do is get about 5 to 10 degrees off the enemy's nose. Because you're not going to be able to go around the turn rate of another fighter unless you're within minimum range, right? So
you're
it's
just
not about
trying to move around the
Yeah.
screen and not be a static target for them as much as
That's
possible.
exactly it, right? And lower energy and being more in control is gonna give you a better chance at evading fire. Right?
How long would you say you're on the? Are you constantly on upstrafe and just constantly rotating, or are you like tapping it from time
I'd
to
say
time?
a good 80% of the time you are upstrafing, but I'm only upstrafing at about 10, 15 degrees at some points. So I'm not. What I'm doing is I'm keeping my deflection relatively low, but I'm causing it, right? Because if I make too big of a deflection, if my stick is maxed out on upstrafe, then you end up having these really wide turns, and the wide turns can be tracked and killed.
Okay.
Right?
Gotcha.
Now, this is obviously when using coupled, right? When using decoupled, it's a little different because it's different based on the acceleration, right? So if you maximum deflect your stick, then you get 100% throttle, right? But if you only deflect at 10 degrees, you only get 10% like acceleration. It's a little different. But with coupled, if you get 10%, you're asking for 10% of the angle, and then it gives you 100% up to that point, right? So it's a little bit different.
Okay.
That's why you can make snappier movements with less actual stick deflection. It's much more comfortable to fly as a pilot rather than it's easier to fly digital with decoupled. That makes any sense because you're asking for 100% power and you don't have to throw the stick.
Yeah,
around.
I kind of get that. That makes sense. Yeah.
So when it comes to I'm going to shoot at you and I just want you to avoid some of my fire, right?
Okay.
Right. So when I fire, that's when you make the deflection, right?
Okay. Yeah, but I got to work on also keeping you in my sights too, which is
Yeah.
okay.
Right. So when you start seeing the fire, then make a movement, right? And again, see if and make that like a strong upstrafe, right? So like when you fire at me, watch what I do, right? So if you fire at me, I've rotated around, right? See, you fired at me again, rotate around, and then if he fires at me again, see how I make that movement?
Yeah.
So it's timing, right? It's like it's a dance. It's like I fire at you, then I move, right? But if you stay static and you don't respond to me, like if I just start shooting at you and you're just basically, whatever pattern you're doing, if you don't change that vector, then you're going to take hits, right?
Okay. So kind of upstrafe, turn, turn. And you talked about even rotate. Yeah. So you'll change your rotation like left or right sometimes too?
Yeah, so it's called reversing the circle, right? So we're circling right now clockwise, see?
Yeah.
Now, if you were to fire at me, I would upstrafe and go the other way. It reverses the circle, right?
Okay.
Up the other way. These are S turns what I'm doing to you, right? Because I'm actually going across your nose, one way and the other, one way and the other. And if I start to black out, then I actually strafe the other direction to cancel that G, and then start firing. And then if I receive fire, then I reverse the circle this way. And I receive fire, bang, bang, bang. Then I reverse the circle this way. And you're just going counterclockwise, clockwise, counterclockwise, clockwise, counterclockwise, clockwise. Right? And this is going to cause a bit of a jarring effect on the enemy so that they have to counter to the right, then to the left, then to the right. Because if you do it too fast, you become too static, and it doesn't matter what you do because you're basically flying still at that point, right?
Right. If you have too much momentum already. So you don't want a lot of momentum going into it. Gotcha.
And the intensity of how fast you make those right, left, right movements is going to be tapered down by 318, so that because right now you could do it pretty friggin' fast.
Yeah.
If you really get into it,
They're going to try and smooth it out a bit more.
Yeah. So this kind of lesson is will translate to no matter what you're doing, right? Because what you're doing is you're basing it on deflections and angle rather than just like jittering in space, right?
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay.
So start shooting at me, and we'll start working on. Right, and then you can also create jousts, right, like that.
Yep.
Right, and I'm always cognizant of where my bottom thrusters are, so I'm cutting the circle, right? Because what I want to do is I want to stay in control of the fight by flying like an airplane, basically with my bottom thrusters, like with lift, right?
Yeah.
And see how I'm kind of dancing in front of your nose, like up, down.
Yeah. Sorry, my cam
Right,
got all
so-
messed up there. Let's try
All
this again.
good. Now the Gladius actually performs better when like with this technique because it's not as jittery as a fighter. It's very maneuverable, but its nose isn't super sharp, right? Compared to something like an arrow. So you flying smoother like this is actually going to benefit your accuracy greatly.
Okay.
Right?
Gotcha.
But remember, you want to start that movement with an upstrafe, right? You always want to begin your deflections with an upstrafe.
Okay. Upstrafe, roll, upstrafe, roll.
Mm-hmm.
Do I
Yep.
do I put the roll at the start of the upstrafe, or do I upstrafe and then roll?
It's at the same time. As you upstrafe, you start to roll. And the more you fly your
Okay.
Gladius, the more you'll find where the roll is fast enough to actually catch the vector, right?
Okay.
Right? Because if you roll too much, then you'll basically slide out of the turn, and you'll start pushing through the turn with your side thrusters, which will give you way less acceleration,
Okay.
which means way less deflection, right?
Okay,
Roll
gotcha.
is roll is the most important metric when it comes to dogfighting right now because it's got you the most acceleration, which gives you the most control, right? So you have to use it to evade and at the same time close distance, right?
Okay. Interesting. Because it's all about putting your bottom thrusters where they're going to be most useful, right?
And also, even when symmetrical thrusters, if they ever do come in, this technique will still be important because you're pulling what's called negative Gs. You're pulling the blood from your head down into your body,
Right.
right? So your body is going to be able to sustain that kind of maneuver a lot longer than pulling it the other way or from the side.
Okay. Gotcha.
So this technique is just basic basic dogfighting, fundamentals, right?
Okay.
Because a lot of times, if we had symmetrical thrusters, like people would get lazy with their movements, right? Because they wouldn't need to really roll as much. They would have to either have a really strong G-force model to force that kind of behavior, or
Yeah.
if they force it with thrusters.
Well, it would be interesting if the Xi'an ships give you that opportunity to fly differently, where like you have different.
That's exactly why they have the like articulating main thrusters, right?
Yeah. I like the
that'll-
idea of giving pilots options depending on what ships they choose, So if something fits
Yeah,
your style
for a
more.
human pilot, though, that might be really difficult. Like for a Xi'an, maybe their blood system works differently, so they can handle side Gs maybe better
Right,
than humans can.
right.
But for a human doing lateral Gs, like a human pilot flying a Xi'an Scout would be much different than a Xi'an flying a Xi'an Scout.
Yeah.
Right?
Turtles have always done well in those G-force tests,
Right? I mean, obviously. Can you imagine the turtle in like the centrifugal force simulator at Reserve Base?
Do you
It's
think
just
they'd
like-
even know? They'd just be like, what the hell's going on, man? They probably do all right. I mean, they look like animals that would do all right. And like,
See how as soon as I receive fire, I'm causing that deflection? Right? And I'm
yeah,
also
yeah.
using my side thrusters too, right? Like side thrusters really help a lot. Like especially on something like an arrow because it's got like quite a bit of G's on the side. So
Interesting.
if you fight purely in pitch, then you might be at a bit of a disadvantage because what happens is you become predictable because you see the rotation, okay, he's only
I
going
see
to
what
go
you're
this
saying.
way, right? But if
Yeah.
you, let's say, see how that side strafe, you're looking at my ship and you're like, okay, he should be going up right now. And then what I'm doing is I'm matching your nose. Your nose is tracking, it's on me, move. Now it's
Okay.
tracking, it's on me, move. Right? It's tracking, it's on me, move. Right? I'm looking at your nose, tracking, it's on me, move.
yeah.
Right? And it's a dance, right? It's tracking. I'm actually going to force the joust here to buy time. And then back into engines, tracking, it's on me, move. Right? Tracking,
Gotcha.
it's on me, move. Right? Like I'm always watching what you're doing. And a lot of people, they become disconnected with the engagement. They look too much at the pip and they're not looking at what's going on in the battle.
Yeah.
And so
yeah.
people say like, oh, I can't hit you. It's like, yeah, because I'm watching your nose and I'm looking at when you're going to line up to me and then I'm going to make it difficult for you to hit. Right? And I add a little bit of boost as soon as your nose touches mine, then I move like this. Nose touches mine, move a little bit like this, right?
Yeah.
And that's the basics of any counter maneuvering, right? And that's why I say it's a counter maneuver because what you're doing is you're doing it based on what he's doing. Right? It's a counter to what his aggressive nature is.
Gotcha.
Right? And the better the pilot, the better he's going to be able to pick up on that movement, either predict it or cancel it out himself, right? So that I have to make, there we go. See how I have to make more maneuvers like in a tighter space? But because I'm in a tight space and I'm managing momentum, I'm able to kind of S-turn, which is exactly what I just did there. Like I'm watching your nose, I'm going to the left on your screen, rotating, now I'm going to the right on your screen, now I'm going to the left on your screen, Now I'm going to the right on your screen. You know, and it's not big deflections. It's just enough to get away from the pipper.
Yeah.
You know?
Gotcha.
Like, I'm not getting to the side of your screen. I'm basically fighting within that 5-degree cone, which is why I call it fighting inside the cone, right? Because I'm getting to the edge of the little cone, and then I'm getting to the other edge, and then I'm getting to one edge, and then the other edge, and I'm kind of rotating around that little spherical cone. As if you were to put a giant metal rod sticking out from the front of your ship, then I would be kind of dancing on one side of the rod and the next. I'm basically pole dancing.
Can we talk about pre-nosing a little bit? Because I think that's something where I notice, especially, like, I'm noticing you doing it a lot to me right now. But, also in that ACO fight, like, you know, he would come around me and he'd have weapons on me for, like, a good second or two as I'm trying to turn my rate into him. Yeah,
well, the Khartoul is a rate fighter. It has the highest rate in the game.
Sure.
By quite a bit. So you are going to have those situations where if you're fighting a Khartoul, it's going to outrate you no matter what, right?
Yeah.
You can mitigate that by, it's called lead turning. So pre-nose is actually the incorrect term if people want to get all, you know, upset. I've been getting a lot of shit for it. They're like, it's not pre-nose. Like, I mean, whatever, right? But,
yeah,
you know,
you're inventing half the terminology for this crap anyway, right?
It's like, well, I wouldn't say inventing. Like, these terms are all basic flight concepts. It's just, you know, most people haven't put it in a 60UF environment until Star Citizen, right?
Sure.
But, I mean, it's also, Star Citizen is trying to also kind of take basic flight concepts and put them in anyway, right? So it's called lead turning, which is you're going to lead ahead of your target, like the lead pip, and you're going to overlead, so like ahead of any kind of shot vector by, you know, by orders of magnitude more, depending on how far he is coming from in and how fast he's coming in, all that stuff. Right?
I see. So it seems like you're combining it with like a joust, right? So if you push through, you're already prepping it, and like that's something that I think throws me off a lot, where I'm like, oh, they're pushing through and they already have guns on me. It feels harder to lead defensively. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, again, it's all angles. Defensive, offensive, it doesn't really matter. It matters like who's closing on. Again, right? It's like two balls in space, right? One ball's orbiting one. Well, how do you know which one's orbiting one, right?
Right. Like,
it's just, there's a, you know, not to get all philosophical, but
no, I get what
but
you're
anytime you want to do a lead turn, right? What you want to do is once you're done dropping your mag, right? And let's say like right here would be a good time. So I'm going to push hard on my main thrusters and actually going to pull my nose ahead of you. Yeah. And I even use some of my side, like my strafe left and right to kind of get that angle, right?
Gotcha.
To make sure that I slide past you, right? And those kinds of lead turns, like you'll see it because as like you'll see here, see how like I'm exposing like a side of my ship, but now I'm all of a sudden behind you.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm staying behind you because I'm pulling in the 45, and all this time I'm and now boom, you're back on guns on. But I had about 4 or 5 seconds there, so I sacrifice, you know, maybe 1.5 or 2 seconds for 4 to 8 seconds of continuous control. Right. Now, obviously, the Gladius can do this better because it has a higher rate than the Arrow, and it's in fact what you want to do against an Arrow pilot, because the Arrow is going to actually force you to. Like it's going to try to force you into an engagement around 500, whereas this is where I'm at, because I'm smaller and I'm more agile. So I'm going to miss. You're going to miss more shots on me relative to everything else, right?
Gotcha. So if I want to do that maneuver on you, what's the process? I boost forward towards you, or I fly towards you, and I turn ahead of passing you.
Yeah.
Basically?
So around 500, right? What you want to do is around this range. Right? Look at the orbital pattern that we're going in, and then push really hard with your main thruster, but already start pulling your nose across me. Right? So like pull your nose across me by like quite a bit, and then push your nose in. Right?
Yeah, I think I messed it up there. Try again.
Right. So can you watch my stream for 1 second so you can see exactly what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Sec.
Because what you're gonna do is you're going to do this. Right, and again, it depends on distance and relative. Because if the guy's backing up, you're not going to be able to do it, right? You kind of have to have him either orbiting you or maybe pushing onto you, right? So what you can do is sometimes you can actually pull him into a reverse strafe and then get his momentum coming at you like a judo move, and then you want to pre-nose and get around him.
Okay, I gotta watch your ad first, bro.
Oh God,
I should be playing tower defense right now. Sorry.
Talk about your extended warranty.
God, they gotta change the UI in this game, man. I keep losing you just because it's blue and everything's blue.
Right?
Okay, I can see your stream.
So Okay, so what's happening is, let's say we're in a dogfight,
Okay.
and you're coming at me at relative velocity. I'm actually going to go to this position here, right, as I'm getting around you, and then I'm going to slide in behind you, right? That's what you want to do. So if I was to reset that,
Okay.
right?
You've got
Again,
like
this
30
requires
second delay.
this requires. Oh, nice. This requires. Is it 30 seconds? It shouldn't be that.
No, it's like 10.
It requires the enemy target to advance onto you, right? Now, it's all relative, because if you're advancing onto a constellation that's backing up, but you're approaching him at a delta of like 400,
Yeah.
then relative to you, you're advancing, right?
Right,
And that's what
right.
people sometimes, they get a little bit confused, right? Because it's like, well, I'm hitting the throttle forward. It's like, yeah, but it's all relative,
Sure,
right?
sure,
You have to have some kind of accelerational distance of you pushing onto them. Right? Whether you want to get that in a backstrafe and then you want to push forward to slingshot them, or you want to just use your main thruster and just bully your way into that position, you can do that too, depending on the ship, right?
Yeah.
So what you want to do is you want to get around 500 or whatever, and you want to have that relative difference. So you want to push with your main thrusters hard, and then you want to like fall into that position. Now what I'm doing, I'm actually going to strafe down until you line up with me, because I'm extending that angle until you rate back onto me.
Okay.
Right? Because I'm not always pushing up strafe. Sometimes I want to go down, and I want to, you know, force the pre-nose, right? So accelerate difference. Now guns on, guns on, guns on, guns on. Now you're
Yeah,
on, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
I got a couple seconds there, but those little tiny advances in the fight, those kind of closings of the source. See how you got a lot of accelerational difference on me right now?
Yeah.
So boom, guns on, guns on, guns on, guns on, guns, 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 guns. Now you're on me, right? See the difference?
Yeah, it's
So you'll see
I
that
have
on
a
this-
huge issue with that. I think when I'm going up against good pilots, I'm just like, crap, they have
Right.
like 3 seconds of target time on me while I'm still rating.
And that is what's happening when they're using your momentum against you, right? They're letting your speed, like your foot down on the pedal so hard that either you've lost like visual, you know, not visual, but like it's hard to kind of keep the geometry of the fight like in your head, right? And so a lot of times
Yeah.
people will build up a lot of momentum, and then all of a sudden they'll get pre-nosed or lead turned, and then they'll be like, I can't get onto them. It's like, well, it's because, you know, they've turned ahead of you because you've flown in a predictable pattern.
Gotcha.
And that is a very powerful technique, right? Now, the Kar2Al can do that even faster than the Arrow
Yeah,
by quite a bit, right? So,
it's pretty cool. Yeah, no, I like flying the Kar2Al. It feels kind of like easy in comparison to other ships.
it's
makes
super
sense.
snappy and responsive, but it requires you to do that behavior, because if they get guns on you, like you're the size of 2 Vanguards stacked on top of each other,
Right.
and then that could be detrimental because you only have the hit points of a like Arrow,
Yeah.
right? See how when you fire at me, then I'm moving. It's
Yep.
like second nature for me, right? And you
Sure,
want to build
sure.
that habit where as soon as you start seeing those lasers, you want to arrest your motion around, reverse the circle, you know, let them come at you, then, you know, reverse the circle here, and again, right, up strafe here. And again, I'm watching your nose. Now go this way.
Now, generally speaking, when I watch you fight, like when your gun's on targets, you're obviously not doing crazy maneuverable stuff. So you like transition between like
Aiming and
aiming and maneuvering. So it's like kind of that
Yeah.
dance of like I'm shooting, now he's shooting, now I dodge, now I'm shooting. Yeah. Okay.
It is a dance, right? And you want to not have times like 500 is where you want to be for guns. If you're closer than 500, if you're farther than 500, I mean, you've got to have a good shot to be able to apply that.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to he's got to have a flat trajectory, and it's best to just fire in like a burst at that range just to
Yeah.
get it. Because if the
Do you
pilot's
do it to
good,
try and
he's gonna-
stop their shields from recharging, basically? Or like,
Yeah, just pick at them, right?
okay,
And you know, don't. Yeah, so at 500 you can pretty much drop an entire stream, right?
yeah,
But you get the idea, right?
gotcha.
Okay, let's find you a partner here, and I want you to work on that counter maneuver. Let's find you. Let's see who's.
Oh, I don't really have guns set up for.
Savage, Murky Mark, Fuzz, Courage, Shizzy.
I only got two repeaters at the moment.
Do you not have? Can you rent them like at all?
I could. I mostly just wanted to kind of train this a little bit, and then I was just gonna go out and
Into the
play.
PU?
Yeah, into the PU, and I'm cool with linking up later or something if you want to.
Sounds good. I'm
Do your
about to
test.
run.
Yeah.
I'm about to run the test, and then after the test, I'm going to hit the PU as well.
Okay.
So probably in about 30 minutes or less, I'll be in the PU, and then you want to just link up at OM1 and start throwing the gauntlet down.
Cool.
See how many people we get to show up, and we'll go into a battle.
Okay, sounds good, man. I appreciate the
Sounds
tips,
good.
dude. Good luck with your test,
But-
and I'll just stay in here.
But remember, right? Like
Yeah.
when it comes to like the counter maneuvering, it's you got to make sure that you don't have too much momentum built up. You want to start your maneuver with the up strafe and like a slight right or left, and then roll into the turn. And then once his nose matches you, bring it the other way, then bring it to the right, then bring it to the left, until the fight gets closer and closer and closer, and then you can get into a rate fight where you can just pull the nose on him.
right.
And
Gotcha.
that's the idea of the Gladius, is like it's a rate fighter, so it gets up to you and it just gets around you, right? But in order to get there, you have to make sure that you don't have too much acceleration built up, because if the guy has got really heavy throttle and he's like slingshotting all over the place, don't forget he's not flying in a circle, he's flying in an oval, right? So when he like gets to the apex of that oval, that's when you can push on him with your thrusters and get the distance, right? And that's a lot of people don't realize that, because people think like, oh, it's a big circle strafe. It's like it's not. It's a because people aren't. They have the asymmetrical thruster system, so it's not a perfect circle. It's an oval, right? So
Okay.
otherwise known as OODA loops. So all right, let me get this testing on the way. You're welcome to join for it as well. It's a lot of fun. The boys come in and we give whoever's testing a motivation to pass.
I've seen him, man. I've seen him. I'll be in the PU just for the sake of my stream.
Roger
here.
that.
But yeah, I'm down to group up after your test and do whatever, man.
Sounds good. Okay, give me 20, 30 minutes.
Sure,
And then,
no problem,
we'll
man.
be back.
Take your time. All right, chat. We're gonna go out. I think we need to bolster our money in game a little bit. I hope you guys found some of that educational. The flying in Star Citizen is, it's like normal piloting, but just like ×2 practically. So it requires quite a bit. Strange Tamer, you missed me on the battlefield. Hey man, I just streamed Battlefield yesterday.
Vehicle retrieval system.
Yeah, I'm enjoying 2042. I'll be honest, I'm enjoying playing it right now. I feel like it just needs more maps before I'm like in it more regularly, right? It needs like a good solid 5 to 6 maps that can rotate.
Vehicle retrieval
Like,
system. That vehicle is currently impounded.
Safely.
Currently impounded.
Anvil, Hurricane, Car2All. Let's try our Car2All. This one, I really like this ship a lot. I think it's kind of broken this patch a little bit where it doesn't land properly. But we'll give it a try. Oh yeah, let's make sure we accept the priority mission. Accept. Just in case it gets completed, we'll do call to arms. Yeah. Do this again. Hangar 02. Yeah, Squirrel Lords Gaming. I mean, like,
This is Special Agent Dooley.
what I found is, like, receiving the knowledge is important, but I mean, man, practicing it is, like, that's really where it's at. It has to become second nature before you start to finesse those techniques that A1 is demonstrating.
It's
Very hard to do. Sounds simple in concept, and then you get there and you're like, okay, all of this stuff you were talking about isn't working.
Our ships don't work, and we'll need you to shuttle
Hey,
in.
did they fix the Car2All? It's landed. Isn't this a cool looking ship? Love the look of this thing, man. Yep, with Steak Sauce. Steak Sauce will be back in here in a little bit. He's doing a A1 test right now. So in his squadron, you have to beat him in a 1v1 to become a member, basically. You get 2 chances at it, and he won't respawn in between those chances. So basically, the gear down. Let's transform this bad boy. Sweet. Yeah. So you don't necessarily have to be better than A1, but you do have to be good enough to beat him with 2 tries. So if you damage his ship in the first try and then come back and beat him on the second try, you're in the squadron. But that's still crazy hard to do for anyone who's been flying a light fighter. It's like, it's so flippin' hard, man. Sloth, am I having issues with floating ships and hangars? Yeah, if you leave your ship engines on, you will be screwed. So just turn off your ship engines when you land and store it. Otherwise it'll come back and it'll float. Let's see. Let's do a little bounty hunting. We got some group stuff. We could do a group VHRT. Let's make a little cash, a little cheddar. And just let me see some explosions. It's been a while since I've seen some explosions. Target's location. Okay, I gotta go. I think I gotta go to yellow first. You want to get the medium fighter that's the big brother to this particular ship? What medium fighter is that? You're not talking about the Banu Defender. Target's location is obstructed. Okay. Do an OM marker then. Oh, you know what? I think he's in an asteroid field. Yeah, he's in the asteroid field. Yay, an asteroid field fight. I love the sounds that this ship makes. Isn't it freaking cool, man? Look at this thing. Hit an asteroid while we're enjoying the beauty. Droids. I find it's helpful to do a bunch of scans, a bunch of pings in the asteroid fields. Because all these little droids will pop up when you're like doing that. Like ones that you might have missed. And that you'll like collide with going like 400 meters a second. You've been practicing PvP? Yeah, I want to do a little bit more PvP TDM. I'll be honest, I do find just running pure PvP stuff kind of boring, you know? These are HRTs, so I'm getting engaged there. I don't want to engage them all simultaneously. So I'm going to try and pull them out a little bit. The big danger of engaging in an asteroid field like this is not being able to maneuver at the speeds that I want to. And basically hitting an asteroid when I'm too focused on a target here. Man, the Khartu-al lets me black out. Easy, man. Wild. See if we can get these guys out of the asteroids a little bit. Not by somebody else now. So Khartu-al's letting me side strafe a bit, which is cool. This guy's got a turret, so I mean he's got much more of his ship. Oh, are my shields down right now? Fun UI is not showing me that my shields were down there. There we go. Feels closer. I'm getting a bit of lag here. It's 32 FPS in combat. It's very chunky. I'm not sure why. I normally get way more. Maybe it's because we got asteroid fields and planet back there. He's hurting. I hate it when they open the comms and it overrides your target MFD, because I'm like, hey, I'd like to be able to see what part of his ship is hurt right now. This way. Interesting, it just marked those guys as non-hostiles. What the hell? Dude, they all just disappeared. I mean, I'll go to the next target. I was gonna blow up those ships, but they all kind of like just disappeared from my radar after I killed the main target. Yeah, I just find the FPS in this game very inconsistent is the problem. Here, we're gonna go to Selin, and we're gonna see if maybe our FPS is boosted over there. Siege of Orson is going... Today's the last day for Siege. I think it ends at 5 p.m. and I can't remember if that's a UTC. Lol. Funny armor. Oh yeah, I took one of those pirate armors. Neutralize. I like Selin. Selin's like the moon. Yeah, I know. There's tons of tricks. There's all kinds of little tricks with the graphics card. I'm using NIS right now, which is the upscaler. You got super pissed off at Siege of Orson. Bro, I can see. The amount of times that mission breaks is unacceptable, like in terms of just launching it. Listen to this ship. It sounds like the Predator. I haven't seen that new Predator movie, Prey, whatever it's called. I hear it's good, though. Very excited. Very excited for a good Predator movie since they kind of haven't made one since the first. They've all been kind of silly.
Contact.
What's our main target? Hurricane? Here we go. We go for the Hurricane. Let's see. Let's just see what's attacking us here. Okay, we got somebody up here. That's another Hurricane, it looks like. Yeah, Hurricanes are pretty tough, to be honest. They're probably one of the hardest things to actually fight in a NPC mission.
Attack on shields.
I would say even harder than a Hammerhead, really, because Hammerheads are just slow. So all you have to do is kill the adds, and then you can kind of control the engagement. Me? Are you kidding me? So I couldn't dodge the missile there. I got one engine. That was just a missile impact. I countermeasured a bunch, but I guess that's I'm not sure about the Cartuel's missile dodging ability. I've never had that problem in a Gladius before. We were doing fine in the fight, and then the missile hit, even though I was countermeasuring. Shit. Fighters coming in. Coming in for the kill. Dude, I can't even... my ship is completely out of power, man. We might have to eject. Can this ship eject? Let's see what happens.
Self-destruct on.
Oh, wow. No, it doesn't eject. And I can't get out...
Self-destruct cancel.
I can't get out of my seat. What the fuck?
Engines 2. Systems off.
It won't power back on. Interesting.
Power low.
Look at this. I'm holding Y to get out and it won't let me out. Wonder if that's because the power's off?
Systems activating. Systems on.
Hmm. No, he didn't kill me. He's sitting right there.
Contact.
And hitting Y doesn't get me out of the ship. Maybe the freaking Cartual is not ready. Cartual is not ready for running missions, man. At least in the Gladius, I should be able to get out or eject. Try landing mode.
Landing gear down.
I think I'm dead. Yeah, maybe you're right there. You got to go into landing mode there. Well, that's frustrating. I haven't been killed by NPC in forever. It's disappointing to be killed by their missiles.
Should help out there if you're up to it.
All right.
Come back. If you're heading to the platform,
Oh, I think I'm on Tressler.
Should save you some time if you have
Right. You got to go to landing mode to get out. That's good. I totally forgot about that, about the Cartual.
Got an accident inbound. It's a pretty big one, so team down in the South Hall. Cleanup team down in the South Hall.
I wonder if there's something about the Cartual's like EM signature that makes it harder to dodge missiles or something. Or maybe they were tweaked in the last patch. I don't know. I've just like never been hit by like larger missiles in a light fighter before.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
All right, let's go back to our Gladius. Or we could... Yeah, no, the Gladius is fine. What we could do, just for fun, is the... I haven't flown this in a little bit, just to mix things up. The... Where is it? I wanted to do the, not the Mustang, the Consolidated Outland Nomad. Oh, I've got two Nomads, though. Hey, Trey, thanks for the 5. Hey, man, super big fan of your content. Would love to see you do another video with Astro Historian. Your last one was great. Oh, thank you, dude. I appreciate that. Yeah, no, I'd like to do another podcast with him as well. Astropub is his channel. Well, why don't we claim the Nomad? Okay, the
Your
Nomad
insurance claim has
claims
been
really
sent.
quickly. The Tesla truck, yeah. Worst thing about Star Citizen after the bugs are the fans who defend it religiously. I mean... It is what it is, man. Okay, we'll take the Nomad out.
Please visit us again. Goodbye.
But I believe we're on, where are we? Yeah, we're on Tressler. Let's see. Let's check our contracts real quick. Bounty hunting. Well, I guess we could also
Welcome to the ASOP
take the
Vehicle
Vanguard
Retrieval
out.
System.
I think that might even be here. The Vanguard Sentinel. That would be a more reliable way of dealing with these higher level targets here. Yeah, the ship loadout manager is terrible. Well, the worst thing about Star Citizen is its UI just globally is pretty terrible.
Your insurance claim has
All right,
been
let's
sent.
go ahead and expedite that.
Please visit us.
Let's do, where's our undersuit? Be like, there's an example of the UI being terrible. I have to close it and open it again to put my helmet on. Silliness.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Should you buy an Eclipse or Sentinel? Thinking for beacons and bounties. So you mean Sentinel is in the Vanguard Sentinel? The Vanguard is a far more versatile ship than the Eclipse. The Eclipse is useful once you get up to ERTs, in my opinion. But well, I guess you could use it against VHRTs, but still, it's just it's way less reliable for that kind of stuff. And it's not fun, in my opinion, to just sling torpedoes at stuff. So unless you really like that, then okay, we'll wait on that. We'll wait on that Sentinel. It's 2 minutes. Let's look at our contracts while we wait. Maybe we can get... These delivery missions are silly. I haven't actually run any of the delivery mission trees. Clear sight of contraband. Yeah, those ones are annoying though. Defend occupants. Boarding action in process. I mean, I guess we could get basic stuff here. So we can run a ground mission if we want. FS9. I don't want to waste my FS9. Okay, I could take the Yubara, but I don't think it actually has any ammo for it right now. Okay, we can take an FS9 and a mag for it. Arrow multi-tool. Take that. I'll just pick up meds along the way. FS9 is bay for you. Yeah, FS9 is one of the most useful weapons. I mean, I would argue the P4AR is better for just general PvP because it's just super accurate and easy to handle. But for like dealing with bots, because you don't have to reload, the FS9 is objective. Eliminate Lieutenant. Oh, nice. Oh, you now have a time limit on those bounties. Interesting.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Retrieve it. Here we go.
Stand by. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following.
Oh, yeah. Hangar 4. Have I ever done an Underoo bunker run? I don't know what an Underoo bunker... You mean in my underwear? Yeah, I've done a bunker run. Well, you can't do it in your underwear because you'll suffocate and die. Unless it's on Microtech, I guess. I've done them without weapons before. It's not really challenging. It all kind of depends how reactive the AI is being in that particular server, right? But for the most part, it's very easy to get in there and do it. Yeah, I do remember the time limits, Jason.
You are clear to launch.
Alright, do we quickly quantum jump to the time limit location and finish our bounty? Or do we just do a new one here? It'll probably be quicker to do a new one here if we want to. Medical rescue. Spa guy requires emergency medical treatment. Oh, it's Solanke. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Alrighty.
Hey,
Time to get real, buddy. Time to get real. 2 successful tests. That is rare. That is very rare.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you had people on pretty slowly usually.
Yeah. Both those guys. I mean, Shizzy had 1 test failure under his belt, so this was his 2nd attempt, and he got it. And then Linz has been training for a few months now, and he's just a natural. Like, he's just one of those crazies. Says A1 not warmed up yet. I don't think so. I'm definitely warmed up. Said I'm surrounded by assholes, right? You ready to get into some PU action, buddy?
Sure, let's do it, man.
Oh, this is gonna be good. We'll throw the gauntlet down. add a little bit of AUEC incentive to come battle.
That's good.
And we'll have some fun.
Great,
You
thanks
enjoying
for
the
the
PvP,
5, man.
PvP side
I
of
feel
the
like
game,
people who hate. I'll read it in a sec. What's up, dude?
Said you enjoying the PvP side of the game?
Yeah, I am. I like. It's fun. It's fun. There's like two things about it that's like fun and frustrating. Is like winning fights is fun, but I also notice like it's either feels like I'm completely dominating the other guy or I'm being completely dominated. Right? Like occasionally I'll run into somebody and I'm like, this feels like an equal match. You know?
Yeah. Yep.
Which is
it's
just it's because the skill ceiling's so high in this game. So depending on where you land on it, you're like, well, I'm gonna beat this guy, or this guy's gonna beat me. There's not a whole lot of like, I wonder who's gonna win this fight.
Yep. No, I feel you. It's I felt like that too when I was kind of going through the levels, I guess you could say, right? But it gets, the better you get, the closer the fights become, because there is a drop off. You know what I mean? So you're just, it's like we're at 90 feet down, right? We're doing scuba diving. It's 90 feet to the bottom, and you're around like the 40, 50 foot mark. So when you look down, all you see is the deep blue. So you don't know how far it goes. And when you look up, you can just see the light. You know what I mean? But keep swimming, keep coming down, and you'll get to the bottom, and then you'll see a lot of folks there at the bottom kind of pushing for that last little inch, you know?
Yeah.
And that's where the game, like PvP wise, opens up. But it is deep, right? And a lot of people, and the whole reason why, you know, the stream is the way it is, like for me, is because I'm trying to get people down there, you know what I mean? As many people as I can, so that they can realize like, oh man, because that's what's going to keep people's interest for 20, 30 years. You know, is a game that's deep enough that when you come in, you know, you can really stay invested for a long time. And, you know, I feel like that, like, what do you think? Because if it's too easy, then people just get bored of it.
Yeah. I mean, and that's going to be the constant balance with this game. I worry that they're going to get too close to EVE Online with too much busy work, you know? That's my main fear, is like, you could call it like TTF, right? Time to fun. Like, how much time do you have to...
I never even thought about it that way.
How much time do you have to put into the game before you're having fun? And that's ultimately why I stopped playing EVE Online, because I was like, for the time I put into EVE Online, you know, I could play any other game and like feel like I'm having a lot more fun, right? Like that's kind of what it came down to. So like, as long as Star Citizen doesn't get bogged down in the weeds on that, right? Where it's like, hey guys, I'm gonna load up and we're gonna run around the universe and go on an adventure together, and then it's like, oh wait, hang on, I gotta eat my food. Oh, the ship I need is stored at a different platform. Oh, dang it doesn't have that weapon on it that I needed. Oh, I need to get the ammo over it. You know, all of a sudden you're like an hour into the game and you're not even playing yet, right? You're running errands. So I'm just worried because the game's getting much more expansive than it already is now. And it's already a pain in the butt to do a lot of stuff. You know, we're in one system and we have like a tenth of the things that are supposed to be in the game. And it's already a lot of busy work. I'm just like, okay, like as long as they can just put that busy work and like, you know, minimize it as much as possible, but still keep that level where it's very punishing to die and it makes fights that much more intense, right? Because you got to have that, like, that's why people like battle royales and PUBG and stuff, because if you make it down to that last thing there, if you make it up to the last, you're the last guys fighting for it, it's like this intense fight. But when I play a battlefield game, it's like, yeah, there's 100 guys in the server and I don't really care if I die or if the other guy dies that much. If I die, I'll just come right back, you know? There's not this intensity. So you have to have that intensity. So you got to strike that balance of like, make sure the time to fun isn't too bad, but also make sure it's punishing enough when you die. So I don't think there's like a right or wrong answer in terms of like, you know, what features to cut or put in. You just have to have a certain amount of balance there, where it's like, you can't be too much. Eat food, move stuff around, go buy ammo, go buy this, go run your errands. If it's too much of that, then it starts to become unfun, in my opinion.
It becomes tedious.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But what about, so I 100% agree. And one of the big reasons why EVE Online for me also felt a little bit kind of tedious was it would take quite a long time to set up, you know? But we also have Arena Commander and Starbrain, and those will get much better as time goes on.
Yeah.
So, like, if you just wanted to log in and kind of get your fix, like for me, like sometimes I only have an hour and I just want to play with the boys. So I'll just I'll jump in and I'll say, hey boys, free flight, and we'll just have some battles. We'll get 5 or 6 fights in, and then I got to go to work, right?
Agreed.
Or
agreed.
I got to do something. And like Eve doesn't have that, right? So what I like about the way the strategy for Star Citizen is there is going to come to a point where I think Arena Commander will be accessed through also the in-game as well. So you go into the persistent universe and you go to one of these pods, like AC pods, either on board your ship or something, you can access AC as well. I think that'll be really interesting because then you could be on board.
So
your
that is the
Icarus,
plan, right? That's the plan?
As far as I'm aware, I think something like that will be in the place.
That
So
would be very
let's
cool,
say-
especially if you could get like winnings or payouts from like placing first or something in like a big match, like even if it wasn't like a big thing like running missions, but it was like some sort of like, it'd be like it being an esports gamer in Star Citizen, right?
Right? In a kind of right. So what I think would be really awesome is if like for example, like you got a fighter screen, like you got a fighter team on board an Idris or a Polaris or whatever, right? Or a Bengal, whatever the case may be, right? And they go down to the mess room or something, and they've got some of these simulators, and the boys can jump in the simulator and they can train against each other while we're waiting for maybe something to happen in the persistent universe, right? Like we're scouting around, we've got our recon guys out, because you don't want to have your arrows and gladiuses and other fighters constantly out there burning fuel, because you might try to be, depending how far you're out there, you want to just not burn too much fuel, right? So it keeps them stimulated, it keeps them training against each other, it keeps them kind of invested in what's going on, so that if something happens, like jump out of the pod, jump into your arrow for real, and get out there and it's game time, right?
Yeah.
And that way I think people wouldn't feel so upset when they get shot down, because like I think a lot of times people, because they're untrained, because they're still rookies, when they get killed in the universe, they might have no idea just how deep the skill tree goes, or the skill aspect of the game goes, so they might kind of feel like they're almost getting cheated on, what I mean? They're like, oh man, like and that's not a good feeling either. You want people to at least be aware of why they lost, right? Like if you're playing soccer and someone scores, you're like, oh, they kicked the ball in the net, right?
Yeah.
But if you're playing a game and it's so convoluted and you don't understand what's going on, like we've been there too, where you played a game for the first time and you're like, what? I lost? I won? Like what? It's like playing like cards for the first time, like blackjack or something. You've never played it before. You're like, all these rules. You're like, huh? It can be frustrating
for sure,
right?
man.
So. All right, I threw the gauntlet down at OM1. I'm on the server here.
I'll be there in a sec.
See.
I'm finishing up a bounty mission real quick.
Oh,
I need to get money again, man.
A little poor. You can make $600,000 an hour with an Eclipse and just headshotting hammerheads. It's actually quite relaxing.
It's boring.
And that's the thing, it is boring, right? But like, what are you doing right now? You're doing like, do you want to do
doing
the
VHRT group right now?
Do you want to do them? What we can do is we can put you, like we can grab a double seater ship or like a Pisces, and I can drop you off at those reclaimer missions, and you can jump on the reclaimer, grab the box. It's like $70K per mission, right? We can just hit that, run it, and then
Which reclaimer mission are you talking about?
The crime mission, the $75,000 one.
Oh,
It's
the one where it's the organ harvesting one.
I think it's that one.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I run this.
It's a fun little mission.
And
then I can come pick you up.
Yeah, no, I'm actually down to hang out with you at OM1 in a sec if you want.
Yep.
We're just gonna finish this up. I found the VHRTs and bounties pretty relaxing because they're actually really fast to do. I mean, they're not too bad. They're not too bad. You get in there, it's like 60 to 70 for doing a group VHRT.
If you go to Microtech and you do the combat assistance beacons, you'll make almost $1 million an hour. Because they're worth it, a ludicrous amount of money.
Yeah, yeah.
Right now, I think they're wanting us to almost do those right now. So
the combat assist, you mean the beacons?
That's correct. Yeah, you just go to.
Have you
to
actually
Microtech,
done that, or is
spawn.
this what somebody told you?
Well, a lot of people have told me that it's really good money.
Okay. Yeah. No, I've
Like
tried to
guys-
run
guys
them,
that I
and
trust.
they do make a lot, but it's when they spawn. So the problem with it is that whoever claims it first gets it. So if there's a lot of people trying to do it and you're not quick enough, then you miss it, right? So that's the only issue with the combat assist beacons.
Okay.
My chat's saying 1 mil an hour is a bit high, but maybe. I don't know.
If
I think
you-
a
yeah,
good
if you got
hour.
a good server
maybe.
that can. I have done the Hammerhead ones, and I make about 600k an hour, and those are but it is boring. You know what I mean? Either way, like whether it's 600 or 500 an hour, you just got to put the time in to get that kind of money. But what are you trying to buy? Like, why do you need the money? Is it a ship you want?
No, I kind of got most what I need. I just want to make sure that I've got a good stack for like, okay, I just don't want to think about like buying
bills
armor and weapons and anything like, yeah. Also, there's
yeah.
and if I want to outfit a ship and it's gonna cost me a couple $100K, I don't want to think about it. I'd rather just buy it rather than be like, oh shit, I'm almost out of money.
Yeah, a $500,000 to $1 million float is like a good spot, because then you can buy pretty much any modules you want and any gear, and you'll be good until 318.
Yeah. So I was just running a maintenance mission. It's not so much that I'm like grinding cash right now. It's like I enjoy doing the bounty stuff because it's just whatever. Also, I was just running a VHRT in the Cartu Wall and couldn't shake a missile. Couldn't shake the missile. I blew off 3 of my engines and like screwed the whole ship up.
And you sit there spinning around for life, right? Did you have your flare count set to 3?
No, I didn't. I should have done that. I'm not used to needing to for the bounty missions. Normally, I can shake their missiles no problem in a Gladius. So I figured it was going to be more Gladius, but maybe this ship's got a bigger signature, so I just
was it an EM missile?
I'd have to go back and watch the footage to be honest. But
because if it was a lightning bolt, then it's an EM. That's why you always set your flare count to 3.
And it blew off 3 of my flipping engines.
Size 3 missile will almost TK you in one shot.
It's insane.
And they do fire. And they do fire size 3s. The Vanguards will fire size 3s.
Yeah. Anyway, I was surprised. Is this a player? What is this? Oh, it's a broken UI. That's what it is. Okay, I think I just completed it. Yeah, there we go. Got my cheddar.
250,000 AUC for the kill. Come fight.
Okay, I'm gonna head to Grim and set my respawn there.
Grim, the greatest place in Stanton.
Your favorite.
Said I'd like a missile dodging practice mode in AC. Well, we need to have a much more in-depth missile mechanic, which I think is coming probably sooner rather than later. Thank God.
It needs to come, dude. I've been writing the script on like all the little things I want changed with just like basic combat,
right?
And it's like I'm a little afraid by how much stuff I have on that list of just like, oh my, like just the UI alone is like pages of things where I'm just like, this could be not horrible, I want them to have colored UI where it's like where either you get to select the general color of your UI, but definitely you select the pip of your UI color. You could like have different types of pips based on your preference, but then also like just like having color coded stuff where it's like if your fuel's low, just have it turn red as opposed to putting a big warning symbol in my face, or like
or flash, have it flash,
because
like a lot of times, like I 100% agree that like having stuff right in front of you, where like in your pip location that says like shields down, it's like, I get it, they're trying to get your attention, but the best way to get a pilot's attention is an audio warning is actually the best way to do it, and like a distinct audio warning, like beep 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 beep. It's just like, oh, that's shields, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like that, and also flashing, you know what I mean? And have it be in the peripherals, like see where your speed limiter and pitch are, like in those areas, and have it like a blinking icon that shows like, it's X, it's this, that, and the other, right? Oh, you're in a Sentinel.
Well, I was just running some bounties, so I'm gonna take it back to Grim and switch over to a Gladius.
Gladius. This is level cap soloing a Vanguard. No, Vanguard's really good for soloing missions. Like, it's really good.
That's how I got up to ERTs the first time. I was just doing a Vanguard the whole time because it's easy. Yeah. I mean, and that was back when the AI were even more brain dead, so it was pretty easy. And the you could just slap the distortions on there, and then a hammerhead would be knocked out in like a couple passes. You're like, okay, that's pretty ridiculous. I'm glad they changed that. That was too easy. They do need to figure out how a basically how the Eclipse type ships are supposed to work.
Well, because I've been like, doing some dumb torpedo bombing, which has been
OP?
Well, dumbfire. Dumbfire is extremely high skill ceiling, very fun, and you know, it's probably the most fun I've ever had in this game. You know, and it's not overpowered because there are lots of ways to stop a Dumbfire torpedo from hitting you, right? You know,
Yeah.
Locking a torpedo on and firing, yeah, that's, you know, you can just flare them off, and basically what happens
But that
is
is
you're basically
the
flaring them
that is
off.
the main design of the ship, is to lock and fire, right? Like Dumbfire
Well,
is
it's
not
the-
the primary design; it's sort of the gimmicky thing you can do with it, right?
Well, see, I don't know, right? Because for a weapon system that kills in one hit, you know, there needs to be some skill check for it, right? And I like the idea of having like basically a Stuka dive bomber, you know, come in and take those shots, right? Because it also puts the Eclipse at risk. So there's a risk associated to taking that shot. The Eclipse can't do it alone. Like if it's by itself and it takes a shot on someone, it's not going to be able to get away from any kind of hostile fighter screen because it's not fast enough, right? Its
Yeah.
max speed is 980, which means an arrow, any fighter can catch it, right? You know, even though it is quick in atmosphere, you know, the only way for an Eclipse to survive is to work in relation with a fighter screen, which is what I like. Because, you know, if you have a fighter screen, that's what their job is to do, is to protect the bombers to do their job, which is to hit the big stuff, right?
Yeah.
So some kind of mechanic for Dumbfire, I think, is actually the way we should go when it comes to like applying damage to big stuff.
That's
because
What
you
about
gotta get
guided,
close.
where you have to control the missile, right?
That's fine. Guided's fine, but then guided has to be countered by, you know, like the turrets on an Idris.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
some kind, and that's the thing too, right? Is like if you shoot from range, that's fine. But now, you know, if there's a flak screen involved, if there are RWS or point defense turrets, or players in turrets who can target those missiles and shoot them down, then there's some kind of defense to that, which is what I really like, right? But a high risk, high reward kind of shot, like coming in at close range to drop a Dumbfire torpedo that can't be, you know, flared off is a risk. Because here's the thing too, right? If the Eclipse is coming in, or any bomber in general, like a Gladiator or Retaliator or whatever, you know, if that ship is coming in for an attack run, it's going to have to telegraph. It's going to have to flatten out, and it's going to go straight for whatever ship is shooting, right? So if there's a good teamwork coordination on the ship that's being attacked,
Thank you for the
they can say,
donation,
"Okay,
and
bomber
yes,
275,"
A1 does
and now
talk
all
a
the
lot.
guns switch to 275 and
And Trey,
engage that
thank you
bomber
for the
coming in
5,
for a
man.
dive bomb.
I
right?
agree with you, by the
Like
way.
there's all kinds of gameplay loops to that, right? That
Yeah.
I think would be a skill check and also a risk/reward thing. Because if you're in a multi-crew ship and your team isn't really communicating well, then you might get hit by a size 9 torpedo and not really realize it, because, like, you know, and that's, again, it adds a skill check to the crew of the ship that's being fired on, right? Because I can tell you this, if these big ships that I hit with torpedoes were aware that I was coming in for a shot, and they just accelerated hard at a good time, like, it's really hard to hit those Dumbfires. Like, it's really fucking hard, right? But it can make the difference between the win or a loss in a battle. Like, I had this one shot, like, me and Burks were doing like a big battle at Jumptown, right? And they had all their guys. They had 2 C2s. They had the A2 and a C2, and the A2 had a ballista in it, and the M2, sorry, had 2 ballistas, or a Centurion and a ballista, right, and a whole bunch of ground troops. And they landed their M2 at Jumptown, and I took a Dumbfire shot, missed the first one. They took off and tried to get away, and I hit them with the second one, and it took out both ballistas and a bunch of their ground troops, which really helped the second attack that they tried to pull on us. Like, it totally crushed the attack, because now they don't have any ballista support. Now they don't have any ground troops to assault Jumptown, and then the air cover just kind of did their job, right? And that changed the whole dynamic of the battle, because if they had to drop their ballistas, 2 ballistas applying pressure to the air screen can be really difficult to deal with, right? But that one Eclipse with that one shot, you know what I mean, is a battle changer.
Yeah.
But guys were firing torpedoes at it, but it would just flare them off, right?
Sure.
So coming in for a Dumbfire shot is, you know, and also the Eclipses can apply torpedo runs like cast attacks, right? I have some cool videos where there's a ground team and they're marking a target. They're like, okay, he's at this point here, and I go based off of their position on my party screen. I'm like, okay, so and so sees it, and they see it from this angle, so I approach from that angle, from my buddy's position, and then that's when I see him, because you can't target these ground guys until you're like within 500 meters, so it's really hard to see them, right? But if you get a good grid from a friend, you can guide that Dumbfire shot in, and you can take out those ballistas. And those are basically air-to-ground strikes, right?
Yeah.
So there's all these like things that are in their infancy states, right? And what I like about it is there has to be a skill check when it comes to engaging ground targets, and there has to be a skill check when it comes to defending against attacks that will basically kill you in one shot.
Yeah. Bro, you're making me money. I just got a donation that said A1 talks a lot.
My bad.
No, it's all good. I thank them for the donation, yeah.
Hey, one time, basically translation, shut the fuck up.
No, I agree. I think if you're gonna have a dumbfire mechanic, my thing is it doesn't feel like dumbfire is built in as an intended design mechanic right now. So like you're doing it because you can do it, but I don't think that's the intention of it. So it's like, okay, let's acknowledge that dumbfiring is supposed to be a thing that's the high skill version of torpedo bombing. And now let's make a UI for it, right? Let's make it where you can target a ship and go for the dumbfire thing. Or when you target a ship, it could give you a lead pip to help you with the dumbfire trajectory, right? If your target's being an idiot and flying in a straight line and you dumbfire the missile, then you'll get the hit, right? That kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. So I take a page from Squadrons when I used to play, because I feel like the missile gameplay in that game was tons of fun and it wasn't overpowered. Mm-hmm. Like torpedo shots at like, so we had two types of torpedo engagements, like when we played Empire and, also when we played Rebels, but mostly when we played Empire for this, because the TIE bomber would come in at like super high speed and it would drop its torpedo at like basically the absolute minimum range possible, right? Mm-hmm. Which is essentially a dumbfire, you know what I mean? Because you can lock a torpedo on, but the torpedo takes time to get there, right? And what'll happen is if you take a torpedo shot, the torpedo starts to go towards its target. The rebels, usually with the scummy little rebels, they'll pick it up and they'll drop a chaff cloud in front of their big ship and it'll stop the torpedo, right?
Yeah.
Something like that in this game would be awesome, because there's a whole gameplay loop associated to dropping torpedoes and defending against them, because they're huge payloads, right? So those scummy rebels.
Yeah. Nah, it's are you encouraging people to come out and fight?
I am encouraging people profusely.
It
depends on the server.
Do you ever just go hunting for people, for the sake of it?
Occasionally, but it's actually better just to offer money and you put the bait out and have them come to us, because unfortunately a lot of times if you're hunting players, you're going to get two types. You're going to get one that's just not prepared and unaware, and it's just going to be an easy kill. Or two, they are prepared and aware, and they just log off.
Gotcha.
It's very rare that someone kind of goes through that gameplay loop and then lets themselves get bountied, right? But that's getting changed.
Well, I don't even mean bountying. I mean just like, quote unquote, like griefing. Just for fun, finding people in the verse and taking them out, as if. Like we're basically role playing that there's a gameplay loop for fighting people.
Yeah, I mean there is. So what I've experienced in Star Citizen is there is a tremendous amount of people who are just simply unprepared for the reality of war, right? And in combat in general. So if you go out hunting people, you're going to get mostly people who are unprepared, and it's not going to be a challenge, right? And for me, I don't feel like I again, the whole Students of War thing. It's like I want as many high quality fights as much as I can, and shooting a constellation or something that someone maybe just has no idea like of the basics. I don't feel like I'm getting any better as a pilot. It has nothing to do with I'm a good guy and I don't care about I would kill them in a heartbeat if there was a good fight involved, right? But if it's just me beating up on a bunch of Connie pilots, like to me, it's actually a waste of my time, because I want to maximize the amount of time I have here to get myself as sharp as I can. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So what happens when there's an economy in the game and beating up a Connie pilot is actually a huge amount of money?
Worth money?
Yeah.
Well, that's a different story.
Gotcha. Okay. Fair enough. I think we're going to approach this game a little differently, you and I.
Well, I mean, I
feel like I'm just going to,
pirating.
When Pyro comes out, I may just become a complete sociopath and just like murder everyone.
I'll murder Hobo too. Dude, I will murder Hobo all the way, all day, for sure. I 100% have that blood in me as well. You know what I mean? But it's one of those things where it's like, if I can go murder Hobo this guy, or I can wait a couple minutes and get a better fight, I'll go to take the better fight. Because I feel like in the end, it's gonna
Yeah.
You know, because I'm more.
Well, you're at
interested
a
in just
level
being-
now too. You're at a level now too where it doesn't entertain you beat an easy fight, to win an easy fight. So I mean that's fair.
Mhm.
I'm just looking.
I mean,
forward
don't get me
to
wrong, I still-
sustaining myself on the salt of my victims' tears.
I still have the, you know, the instinct in me to, like, at Jumptown, for example, I'll just shoot everybody, right? Because it's fucking Jumptown, you know. Some people get upset about that, but it's like you're at a drug lab. It's a PvP event.
Jumptown is full free for all. If you want to be the biggest a-hole on the planet, then go for it. I felt kind of bad about it, but like also we were at Jumptown the other day and like just these two people were loading a Terrapin and they were in just their white spacesuits with no weapons. And I just walk on
Looking
their
for free
ship
money.
and I'm just looking at them like, what are you guys doing? Like, why you
Hey,
come
guys.
to Jumptown without any guns? You know, I just like kill them
Right?
and take their ship and take it off and go fly it to Grimhex to sell their stuff that they've loaded up. But the server, of course, crashed while I was in spaceflight, but or my client did anyway. So, but at the same time, you're just like, Jumptown's free for all. If you're at Jumptown to make an easy buck, the whole point of it is for like PvP action, and perhaps it's not well communicated or that well communicated, but you know, you got to learn sometime, right? So.
And that's the thing, right? I'm used to games like EVE Online where, you know, people are just like, EVE Online is like a lens into the human psyche. I swear to God, man. You know, like you go to nullsec and people will just shoot you on sight for no reason. It's just because there's no repercussions. It's like, fuck it. You
Well,
know
and that's what Pyro's going to be for sure. It'll just be like Mad Max, basically.
Exactly, right? And people
Do
get
you have
to a little bit,
something that I want, or would killing you entertain me? Like, then I will do it. You know?
even if it's at the detriment of like financially making a poor decision. It's like, yeah, but it was fun to see the explosion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll waste some ammo
And,
to see something go boom.
Yeah, you know, even if it's like just to see
Trey,
the other
thanks
person
for
have
the
a bad
5 man.
time. That's
Jumptown is friendly.
Schadenfreude, you know
For
what I
sure,
mean?
dude. Every time.
You know, and EVE Online is like based around that. You know, and I'd be lying if I didn't say that, you know, every once in a while it's actually kind of fun to do that. You know?
Yeah.
You know, it's not really meant to be like douchey. It's just like, you know, you see that shit blow up and you're like, ooh, that's gonna hurt.
Oh, God.
You know, because
my game just alt. I don't know why it does this sometimes. Sometimes it like alt tabs. Nope. And it screwed up my stream. Hey, when you stream, are you dual PC streaming?
no, just one PC right now. I've never done the dual PC thing. I want to do it, but that's a tech hurdle that I need to wrap my head around.
I mean,
so far, it's
there's
because my
honestly
stream
some
hasn't.
issues with it. So it's just I'm having issues with it right now. It's really not.
Yeah, like so far I haven't run into any like issues with single PC streaming, right? Like it still runs good. My stream runs good. The resolution's good. It feels good. So don't fix it if it ain't broke, kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
But then again, I'm also a boomer, and you know, change is hard.
Yeah, I know. Well, hey man, you got those blinds, so one step at a time, right?
Oh, here we go, calling me out like that. Oh man, if the server doesn't give us a fight in a few minutes, then we'll just jump to a different one. We'll just have to server cycle, and that happens every once in a while. I've noticed recently that people have really started to pick up who I am, and I ask for fights, and most people are like, "Yeah, fuck that."
Yeah, I've seen you on Reddit a bunch lately.
God damn, I don't even go on Reddit. Is it good, or should I even dare ask that?
No,
question?
it's fine. It's fine. People, it's usually they get the bounty contract that's like your assessment, you know, and then you're the target,
Oh.
and they're all just like, I feel like this isn't going to work out so well. It is very funny that the game picks you as the like bounty assessment thing. It's like, that's the worst person you could give somebody as their like first time assessment contract.
Phantom's like, you're not a damn boomer. I self-identify as a boomer. So you liking the Gladius the most, though, eh? I mean, it is like the gold standard, truly. You know, only surpassed slightly by the Blade.
I like it, and it's part of it. I think is also because it is a ship that's gotten attention from the dev team. You know, in terms of like, hey, we need to make this fun to fly and balanced, and not broken. It's like flying the car to wall. I'm like, this is cool right up until the point where it just barely functions. Oh, okay, dang.
Right?
Like a patch ago, the landing gear didn't open, so you tried to land it, and it would just roll over. You're like, okay, cool. Yeah.
That's why I recommend people buy the Gladius, because it's probably going to be the ship that's the most taken care of for the longest time, because it is a Squadron 42 like beginner ship.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll always kind of be the mostly put together / mostly looked at first more than other things, right? But you never know. You never know, right? I mean, what I want the most is that Mark II Hornet. I mean, I lose sleep over that thing.
Yeah.
God, I love that thing so much. It's so friggin' like Mike Smith made, in my opinion, the most beautiful sci-fi fighter I've ever seen in any game. More than the X-Wing, more than the TIE Fighter, more than the Arrow. Like the Mark II F-7A is, when I think of a space fighter, that's the thing that I think about. It's absolutely fucking gorgeous. Now, some people are going to burn me at the stake for that, because I said, yeah, it's nicer than the X-Wing, but here's your first fight. Slider 1.
Okay, I just
Titan.
took your bounty for 10 grand. I was going to take it.
Oh, he's shooting at me. And he's grabbing me.
You're alive.
I somehow am alive. I'm going to go repair.
Our first catch of the day, and he's coming in hot.
I couldn't even type go. I was like, go fight your like slow motion. Go fight level smash.
Hang on, you're worth 10K. Come here, I'll give you half.
Classic rando, right? First kill without firing a shot. My sheer presence.
I can't believe your arrow survived that. Like out of all ships, I've blown up a hammerhead with the Merlin before by ramming it, and that's what I was. Who knows how this game works?
Too. He might have sent me to prison if I hadn't died, which would have been really unfortunate.
Oh my god, that would have been terrible, dude.
Jesus. Arrow OP confirmed. Arrow confirmed to have armor. Right here, right now.
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay, we'll give a couple more minutes on the server, and then we'll go find another one.
Okay, I'm gonna run a quick mission while you're ripping.
Ripping down. Out for a rip, aren't you, bud?
I do a group because it takes too long, and ERT takes too long.
I could come help you out. It's an easy mission, you know what I mean?
Oh, there's.
I don't even need to pull it. I just need to help shoot down all the NPCs. We can
no
roll
worries.
those like.
I found one. What I'm looking for.
Ramming bounty hunters versus Lins. That would be insane to watch, right? All right, repairing. Okay, so I think the reason why I survived that is because the canopy on the arrow is a different hitbox than the nose. So he hit my canopy, and my canopy went red, which doesn't kill me, and then he bounced off the canopy.
Wow.
But if he had hit my nose, then it would have killed me. So he was off by a few inches.
They do really, like what we were talking about, I think last time we were playing, is they do really need some sort of deflection mechanic where if your shields are up and somebody tries to ram, it just bounces you guys off of each other. Like, damage should be implied, but like...
Damage on the shields.
Yeah, damage on the shields, but yeah, your ships aren't going to get like blasted. And I realize it doesn't look super real or something, but they could create a visual effect to make it look appropriate, right? Like it doesn't...
Okay, I've got a guy here, a Talon.
Oh, is he at OM1?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
So, Lamb.
Are you fighting him already? Sorry, I'm in Quantum.
Nope.
You repped already?
Nope.
You repped really quick.
Oh, I've been 5 for a while. Dude, I roll level 5 everywhere.
No, I said you repaired already. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. I just came down, repaired, and off I go.
Okay.
I'm all gas, no brakes, bro. You'll know that about me.
Okay. I'm blowing up a thing, and then I'll be right back.
All right. Talon's a nice ship to fight. So remember what I told you about the counter maneuvering, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it was Citizen Self here as well.
Okay.
Okay, I'll take Citizen Self. So I'll fight Citizen Self, and then you can fight Lamb.
Okay, I'll be there
We'll
in a
see
sec.
who shows up.
Of course, people show up the second I go run a
Right?
mission. Yeah.
There's the merge.
Nobody's here.
Nobody knows.
The trouble I see.
So I recently played the last Starfighter soundtrack, and I forgot how friggin' good it is.
Bro, I've never
such a
actually
great
seen that
soundtrack.
movie, but I like that.
Really?
Yeah, I need to see it, but I feel like it's too dated at this point. Am I gonna just hate it?
Well, I mean, if you get really high and watch it, it'll be pretty cool.
There you go.
You know, just make it fun. Or you have a couple drinks in you. Alright, this Gladius and I'm going to battle it out here.
Dude, what is the UI is not communicating shield damage to me? It's really annoying.
Do you have your MFD set to shields?
No ship status. You know.
Better to use shields. It's much easier to, like, it's way faster and quicker to understand what's going on.
I just have to, I guess, stop relying on the thing to be like shields low or something like that, because that shit never happens, man.
Yeah, you want to use the visual indicator on the shield MFD if you want to understand what's going on with your shields. There we go. Always roll into my shot. Citizen's giving me a nice fight. This is what I like.
Okay, coming
S
back to
turn
you.
here. Citizen will be a nice fight for you.
Now I feel like, yeah.
After I kill him.
How do you determine whether or not your ship has got like damage on it? Because I'm getting that weird little kind of like fluttery feeling in Atmo right now, or it feels like something.
Fluttery feeling.
Yeah, like
busted.
yeah, it feels like something's busted or something. But I look
Gladius?
outside and it looks fine. It was happening when we were doing.
Do you have
Jumptown.
anything red on your MFD?
No. See, that's the thing is I think components are. I think something can get damaged on the Gladius that doesn't show up on your ship status indicator.
So are you yaw? Like, when do you feel this? When you yaw?
Yeah, it just feels like there's a little bit of, if you like turn a direction in Atmo and it kind of comes back and then wobbles a little bit.
Yeah, that's because that's nothing wrong with your ship. That's atmosphere. So what's happening is your airspeed is high enough that when you yaw, you're actually being forced back to your nose position because you have to bank and pull into your turns.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Sometimes
So
it
that
feels
happens-
exaggerated depending on component health, but maybe that's just in my head.
It's possible, right? Just try always banking and turning into your turns no matter what speed you are in atmosphere. Right? Good
Got
fight,
a
Citizen.
Lamb and a Talon. All right.
Yep. So remember, when it comes to evading the fire, right? Just stay nice and tight, stay focused, roll into your shots, and always make sure that when he engages you, that's when you create those deflections.
Okay.
And you don't want to create too big of deflection because then you can cancel it out. Just make a movement, stay nice and tight. It's all about being tight on your movements.
Gotcha.
There's the beginning of the oval. So I'm actually just going to watch this from third person here. So that people can understand what's actually
Whoa,
happening.
a lot of lag in that turn. So are you getting like a good consistent frame rate when you play?
Oh yeah, consistent. Yeah, good, right? Always roll into your turns, right? And don't get your speed too low either, right? Because if you're
Yeah.
too low, you call what's called stalling, right? And always turn 45. There you go. That's good, right? I'm watching this fight here. There you go. Yep, getting lots of hits on him. All about nose control, right? There we go. There you go. Good. So you're pulling in with the positive turn. Nice accurate shot. There you go. There you go.
he's getting
Now right
close.
around him, right?
So does that, you mean accelerate past and then turn or what?
If you want to pre-nose him or lead turn him, you can, right? There you go. See how you got guns on first? Yeah.
It feels like those shots aren't connecting even though my target's like right on them.
Look at your tracers, not your pip,
Okay.
right? A lot of times people are too focused on their tracers, or sorry, their pip and not enough on their tracers.
Getting a lot of
go.
FPS lag in this fight. I'm not really sure why.
It happens.
Like I feel chunky.
There you go. Good dodge. There's the splash. Good job. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right? A lot of it has to do with how smooth you are. You know what
Oops.
I mean? And not making over inputs. A lot of times guys will over input on their sticks, and when they over input, their ship will lurch to one position, and then you start to build up all this momentum, and it's hard to tell because you don't have a lot of like space, debris, and dust to kind of give a relative idea of like, am I going to the right really fast or to the left really fast? It's kind of hard to tell, right?
Yeah. Figure out this FPS thing. It was like whenever my shots were connecting, I felt like a FPS drop, like frame drop.
Yeah, that's unfortunately, like sometimes that'll happen. I don't know what causes it. You turned your NVIDIA shader cache to 10 gigs, yeah?
I didn't mess with that one. I kind of read up on it a bit, and it seems sort of like the data indicated like.
What's your health at? How much damage have you taken?
I don't know. Can you?
Okay, take Citizen Stealth. Let me scan you real quick.
I think I'm okay.
Don't move.
Okay.
Scanning for life forms. So I have a ship, but I have no life forms detected. So
No
you sure you're alive?
intelligent life forms. Yeah.
No intelligent life force detected. So you're at 95%. So you're fine for another fight.
All right.
So fight Citizen Self here, and remember, right? Just the basics, right? Roll into your shot. If you receive fire, then make that up strafe, make another roll, and then reposition, and clockwise, counterclockwise, clockwise, counterclockwise.
Okay. Gotcha.
Scanning for intelligent life.
Oh, he's got EM stuff going on, or he's got those purple cannons.
Yeah, NBDs, just normal repeaters, just different color. Yeah, and it's all about being smooth with your movements, right? Left stick and right stick move together. All one fluid motion. There we go. Yep. Here's the orbital pattern. Nice. Yeah, good move. There you go. See, received damage. You made the correction. There we go. Nice turn. Nice. Good burst. Yep. Again, it's all about being smooth. And look at your tracers. Don't look so much at the pip, right? Like,
Okay.
guide your bullets on. And again, you want to close to within about 500, right? Always get close to your target. You're always looking for that 500-meter shot. Because the Gladius does better close than the arrow.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, see? You got him close, so you're going to wear him out. You're going to tire the arrow out if you push him. Once his boost gets down, it becomes a lot easier to hit. Yeah. Get the distance, right? Always get the distance. See how you didn't hit any of that?
Yeah. Gotcha.
All good. Right? These are great opportunities to get your shields up if he's going to give you a break in the fight. Because what's happened is you've pushed him so much that you've actually tired him out. So his arrow needs time to recover. Because the arrow gets tired faster than the Gladius. That's when I say like I'm getting bullied, it's because my ship is tired.
Yeah, gotcha.
There we go. Yeah, nice and smooth on the movements. Always pulling your bottom thrusters to cut the circle. See how as soon as you fired him, he makes a movement?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just dealing with all this lag in the fight. It's not normal. I don't normally have this kind of lag. I'm not sure what's going on.
Could be this server too, right? We can get another server after this. Yep. Now this is the range you want, but now it's more important that you stay smooth here to get the shots on.
Gotcha.
Right, so resist the urge to make over-calculation movements with your left and right sticks. Just nice and easy guided on.
I'm gonna get a little distance on him, get my shields back up.
Yep. Yeah, this is going to force him to be aggressive against you, which is good.
Shields under fire.
Yeah, see his small movements are avoiding the fire. That's why you always slowly close distance by pulling into that pitch turn as much as you can. Stop resisting.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. There you go. Slowly close distance on him. Yeah. Good, good. This is a good fight. This is good. This is good training. A lot of it's timing. It's a dance, right? Fire, then move. Right? He's going to try and keep you at range. But a lot of it has to do with your throttle position, your control.
Yeah, he keeps backing out a bit, and it's like it definitely makes it harder to try and finish the fight, you know?
Yep, that's what the arrow's going to want to do to you, right? It's going to want to keep you at range, especially against the Gladius. Gladius is a bully, right? So
Yeah.
a lot of times guys will be too heavy on their throttle. So actually try reducing a little bit of your throttle input and just cutting in towards them, keeping nice and tight. Nice and smooth. It's hard to hit the little arrow though, eh?
Yeah, he's tiny, man. Tiny little target.
There you go. But your counter maneuvers are doing much better now. See how you're alive a lot longer during this fight, right?
Yeah.
A lot of this fight is going to be determined by throttle control here, right? So these opportunities, see the distance you got here is good. You want to keep that, right? You want to try to use your boost as best you can when those circles happen, right?
Gotcha.
And always turn on the 45 to keep closing that angle. His shields are down, so you can slowly start chipping away at him here. Nice. And remember, right? Guide with your tracers and smooth is fast.
All right, he's got me in the sun there.
He's always holding that range.
Yeah, he's good at it.
Yep. Stay nice and tight, right? You're wide on some of those turns, so you want to keep it nice and centered, and you want to have the return to center thing, right? So always rolling into your turn.
Gotcha.
No matter which direction he's going, you always want to be cutting across with those bottom thrusters because it'll be a lot less, a lot easier for you to close that distance, right?
Yeah.
And don't worry about dropping your whole mag once you get a shot, right? Like if you got a few shots, take a few shots, get his shields, because he's only got that one size one shield, right? And be smooth with the right stick. Whatever you're doing right now, try to drop the input by about 10%. Just kind of just ease up a little bit.
Okay.
And you'll find that you become a lot more accurate.
Yeah, and then we just hit ourselves at these distances here, and then he gets his shields up, I get mine up, and then it's like resetting.
The reason, yeah, but it's because you need to be tighter in some of these turns, right? Because what he's doing is, as soon as you make a hard push,
Yeah.
he's going to make an extension on you, right? So you got to make your movements nice and tight, right? Like really tight.
I'm not entirely
Almost-
sure what you mean by
almost-
that. Like just making
So-
them nice and tight.
Okay, so think about it this way. Like as
Yeah.
you turn into this turn here, right? You want to boost with your bottom thrusters and like look at the direction that he is drifting in. Not his nose or anything like that, right? See how he's drifting up now, right? And you want to kind of corkscrew slowly towards him.
Yeah.
Shields under fire.
That's good. Yeah, that was a good tight turn. Good. Right, now roll the other way. Nice and tight.
Dang, lost
Stay
the
on
wing.
him.
Lost the wing.
Oh, I lost a wing?
Yeah, I think so.
It's going to be tough to hit without a wing now. Are you having control problems now?
Yeah, it's not quite as smooth for sure.
Oh, okay. It's not the whole wing. It's just the tip. Okay.
Hey!
Hey!
There
My
we go.
man!
It's a good fight.
So from my point of view, like, I wish I could show you the recording here. I can pull it up if you want. I can show you what I mean by tight, right? Because and that's when I say, like, you've got to build that 3D model in your head, right?
Yeah.
So let me fight Lamb here, and I'll kind of walk
You go
through
fight him, and I'm
what
gonna
I
go
mean by
rep
tight.
while you're doing that.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Let me,
I'll watch your stream.
There we go. So tighter is, if you look at my vector indicator, the little plus and greater than sign, you'll notice that that'll be within my first, 20 degrees,
Right.
All right, so see how I'm nice and tight on him? Now we turn. Now I bring it, return to center. See my vector indicator comes up, nice and tight. See how it's with me as I move?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now here, return to center, up strafe. Use my bottom thrusters to pull through. Nice and tight. And I'm now it's low throttle, nice and tight here. If he wants to pull away from me, again, see how my vector indicator is within my front view there?
Mm-hmm.
Because what's happening is
Jeez,
I'm
you do
cutting
that
the
so
circle
quickly.
nice and tight, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are too heavy on the throttle. They build up too much momentum. The turns become really wide, right?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, Citizen's really good at keeping range too, right? So it's a give and take, right? But hopefully, Citizen will come back, and I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he
here.
wanted a rematch, so down for it. I just gotta.
Lamb, bro. Good fight, brother.
I'm still getting
Super Rotor.
really
Welcome to the
frustrated with
Imperial Navy.
Like I got 27 FPS right now. What's going
Okay,
on?
let's turn on your NVIDIA shader cache because that'll help a lot. So let's go back to Grim repair and let's get that set up for you, and we'll jump into a different server. Super Rotor, thank you for the sub, brother. Welcome to the Imperial Navy.
Landing gear deployed.
Can confirm this. He is maybe above average. GG's, brother. Said Lucky Joe says, hi, can you explain that vector indicator circle bottom left near the this thing right here, right? That's your momentum indicator, right? So right now we have forward momentum. Now you'll see here when we come in, I'm going to spin around, and so now my vector is pushing in that direction. And, there's a relationship, so because we're actually basically back strafing now. Now we've returned to center, right? If I strafe to the right, the little square will come to the right. If I strafe to the left, it'll come to the left. So regardless of my stick input, it's telling me where my ship is sliding to relative to a fixed position, right? So I can tell, like, am I sliding to the right? Am I sliding to the left? Am I sliding up? Am I sliding down? And what you can do is see how I place that little dot at the bottom here. If I place the dot at the bottom, then I know that my bottom thrusters are lined up with my bottom slide direction, right? So I can actually arrest my motion and go up.
Okay, I'm gonna bring up my NVIDIA control panel and see if I can fix anything here. So it's under Manage 3D. Is that where it is?
I'm at Manage 3D settings, and then it'll be one of those things that says NVIDIA shader cache. Turn that to 10 gigs.
Let's see. Oh, there's shader cache driver default. So
Give me a sec, Jag.
10 gigs.
Now it's at 10, and it should be global settings, correct?
Yeah, we'll give that a try.
Excellent.
See if it works.
Excellent. So what if you don't have the option for NVIDIA shader cache? It should be under your control. It should be under global settings, NVIDIA control panel.
It might be somewhat related to how I'm doing a virtual screen thing.
Roland AC, welcome to Imperial Navy. Shader cache size, yes, 10 gigs.
I'm going to restart my OBS and see if that fixes it. I think I'm getting some weird extra crap going on here.
Roger that. Okay, I'll meet you at the main screen then.
Well, I might be able to fix it in this server, so hang on a sec.
But you're going to have to restart Star Citizen if you change your shader cache size.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, 100%. So I'll meet you at the main screen, and then we can jump into a different server.
Okay.
Maybe we'll have a better server. Won't be as laggy for you.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna quit here.
I will show you guys right now on my desktop. Oh, don't dox myself.
Yeah, I'm not screen duping, Jason, but I'm doing the full screen projector preview on OBS. Here, I'll bring up my NVIDIA control panel thing, and I'll do the maximum.
Manage 3D
performance.
settings right here, and we're looking for shader cache size 10 gigs. This option right here, guys, that's the one we're looking for. Okay, we don't want 100 gigs, we just want 10 gigs, right? That right there will have a big impact on your Star Citizen performance, right? And you also want to go here to configure, adjust image settings. You want to set that to performance, so all the way to the left. That'll also help with
That's in your
shit.
NVIDIA thing.
Control panel. Yep. So when you go to your control, I'll show it on stream here real quick. Control panel, and then let's see here. Adjust image settings with preview, and then make sure you have it set all the way down to performance. You really don't notice quality and performance, but you definitely feel the performance increase. It's much easier on your GPU to be able to handle that, and I mean the game just looks pretty much just as good.
Okay. We'll give that a try. See if we can make some improvements here.
So does that use GPU VRAM or other system specs? I've got 8 gigs RAM. Maybe yeah, it's tough to say. I couldn't answer that question. I'm running on a NVIDIA 2080 Super, and a Intel 11900K i9, and an M.2 solid state, which makes a massive difference. The solid state honestly made the biggest difference. Okay. Alrighty there, bud.
Jason says shader cache is on disk. Oh, it takes more space off of your disk. Okay. Doing the verify thing. Yeah, one day this game will be at the point where they can optimize performance and do all that stuff. It's not quite there.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Slow and steady.
We're getting there.
I wouldn't be surprised if there are some. I'm actually surprised the game hasn't seemed to have as many memory leaks as I would expect it to, but I'm
Right?
sure there are some in it. Okay, relaunch an SC.
So bad. Said XMP profile on RAM gave another 10% FPS. Yeah, see, I messed around with my XMP stuff for RAM, and I always ran into problems. Like, I guess I don't have very good RAM.
No, that stuff scares me anyway. Whenever you start dicking around with RAM, stuff starts crashing like immediately.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's because so many sticks have different like rates, and it's just it's very confusing. You got to really know what you're doing.
Also,
right?
you can
Like,
get a stick that's not as
mine.
good as another stick, right? So, like, somebody's like, yeah, I got the same one, set it to this rate. And you're like, well, mine
Yep.
just can't
Yep.
handle that one. So,
Yep, 100%.
okay.
And that's
you want
the
to
thing,
join the
it's not
server and I'll follow you?
Yep, it's not consistent. That's the problem, right? All right, I'm joining now. Said motherboard has to be able
Oh,
to handle.
bro,
it for
that
sure.
pulled
Yeah,
me in
there's
and it doesn't even show me as being in your party. That's funny.
you're in the party.
I'm in the party. Sweet.
Said invite over your computer nerd friend and treat them to dinner for the day, right? Said it's the Silicon Lottery, right? Yeah. So what's on your head? This is a Track IR 5. Also hair. Hair is also on my head. But won't be for long.
Outlaws
Some
belong
hair,
to the
some
Dark
hair.
Sales Gang.
Some hair. There's something there, boys.
Platforms on
There's something
Crusader.
there.
The CDF needs any available
No, it's
volunteers to
TR5,
fire their
not
contract
not
manager.
Toby.
All right, dude. I read a article recently that said women find bald men sexier.
Keep telling me that. I need that. I need it in my
There you
life.
go.
I need
Yeah.
I need to live a lie. I need
It's actually a great opportunity to promote my sponsor, Keeps.
Nice.
Go to
I need some of that
keeps.com/levelcapgaming. You can save. Now remember, you can't save what's already gone, but if you start today,
That's right.
yeah.
I just need to get super buff and get bald. I feel like if you're gonna go bald, you gotta get super buff.
Yeah, that's it kind of goes hand. Yeah, if you're kind of like chubby and bald, that's not a good look. But you
Yeah,
can do
but
the
if you're
buff
like
and bald. That can be
Jason
better
Statham.
than having hair and buff.
Yeah, you could grow like a really manly goatee. And just look like a real killer.
Yeah.
Chicks love that stuff. It feels strong, man, right? That's on your CPU most times, though, as the memory controller. Oh, yeah. Bald plus beard is the way to go. So, to be honest, you wouldn't happen to be biased towards that, would you?
Here's the situation.
So, to be honest, you would look good with the shaved head. You went, it says you went the rock bald, not prawn stars bald. Porn stars bald? What? Yeah, I could pull off the rock. You know. Except without maybe the steroids.
I wonder if accepting this priority mission tanks my frame rate. Did you accept the priority mission?
No.
Okay, what's your FPS right now?
How do I? Yeah, I have to go show console, right? So
Alt
R
R.
underscore.
You could do your NVIDIA Alt R.
Oh.
I think that priority mission does tank my frame
Okay,
rate.
so I am at 62 frames.
Okay, I'm around where you are too.
Yeah.
I'm
My
gonna
render latency is.
I'm gonna get rid
7.
of that priority mission though. I think it might be messing with me a little bit.
I totally forgot about this NVIDIA thing.
Welcome
Oh, hi.
to the ASOC vehicle retrieval system. Welcome.
Even
Alright,
saying
so
I have a major problem
Hila.
with my FPS. Great.
Oh, really? Is it worse now?
Stand by.
Well, it's just like I'm at Grimhex and other people are like, bro, I'm at like 100 FPS. And I've got a 3080 Ti in here. So, yeah, I'm like, it's chonky. It's chonky
What's
right now.
what are your graphics getting, like resolution and graphics, all that stuff?
I've got it.
Because I'm
Let me see
I'm 1080p,
actually.
like I'm
'cause-
1920 by 1080.
Yeah, same. I'm doing that and I'm using the NIS upscaler just to make it look a bit better. But yeah, I'm also. Field of view is 86, nothing crazy. Sharpening off, VSync off, motion blur off. Film grain, no. It's all pretty basic. Oh, you know what? Oh yeah, I have planetary volumetric clouds on medium. Terrain. You know, it's interesting though. Some of this is actually on medium. So my quality set to very high, but then scattered object distance, terrain tessellation distance is medium. But I think that was default because I never changed that.
Do you have a large page file set on your solid state for Star Citizen? I increased my page file and that helped as well.
Okay, I'll have to look at that later.
Yeah, ask your tech guy because you can increase your page file for Star Citizen on your disk, and that does help.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I know
I-
Star Citizen uses your drive a lot more than other games do.
Yeah. Do you have a solid state? Like, what do you have?
Yeah,
for,
yeah, of course, of course.
Okay. Okay. I mean, it also could be like just the. I mean, I have an X99 board or whatever, an Asus board, and it works really nice, man.
Yeah.
It could also be like if you have a lot of like stupid programs running in the background, that does affect it too, right? So I went to my startup programs and I turned as many things off as I possibly could.
I wouldn't
You
be
know, that-
surprised if Star Citizen does not handle what I'm doing with OBS well, which is a full screen projector
Yeah.
preview to a third monitor. Most other games handle it just fine.
Yeah, but it's Star Citizen.
It's Star Citizen, so there's a good chance that right there. And if I turn it off, then stream doesn't get to see anything.
Oh, bro, that's not good. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe try doing it off a single computer, just to see. Like not today, obviously, but
Yeah.
Later on,
Jesus
just to see
Christ,
if that,
35 FPS taking off here. What is happening?
I'm at 35 right now. I just warped to now I'm at 68 again. I'm usually hovering around 60, 70.
Looking in at deep space and it's 36.
What? Yeah, when I'm in quantum drive, it goes down to 30, but now I'm about 70, 75 at OM1.
Okay, I'll come out to I feel the exact same chunkiness that I was having before, which made it impossible to kind of have those smooth turns around another player in space.
Yeah, having bad FPS is definitely going to affect your flight. No doubt about
It's
it.
like 17. What the fuck? 34.
Yikes. Thanks, Taylor. That was like a dad sneeze. I, Said he can duplicate the screen from the capture card and don't use the OBS preview on gaming PC. I said I runs a dual PC setup too. Says no facts, no fox.
Yeah, it kind of limits some of your stuff though. Duplicating, it's potato kind of. I mean, I'm down to mess with it. The problem is this works for everything except for Star Citizen. So, well, assuming that is the problem, I don't know what the actual problem is yet.
Probably
Gotta figure it out. Yeah, I'm getting 50 right now. Oh, it went up to 68 there for a second, but it's like 47 with the planet
So
behind
you're getting
you.
about 10 to 20 frames less than I am.
Yeah, and I'm on a 3080 Ti, like high-end CPU too.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, it's probably, I don't know, man. Like, fuck, there could be so many things, right? And A1 is streaming off one PC. Yeah. So he said, so he should be lower FPS. Should be, but it's Star Citizen. Nothing
wonder
works
if
the same. Physics doesn't work the same in Star Citizen land.
I'm actually gonna bump my resolution up a little higher and see what happens. It's curious. Sometimes taking the load, putting more load on the GPU helps.
Let's see how many people are on this server. Yeah, 30 people. Oh, that's not right. It's either a brand new server or...
Yeah, up the res and my FPS is identical. Funny.
Says disabling hyperthreading gives a boost as well. Really? Wouldn't hyperthreading be better?
Not gonna get into that. That's too much. That's too much. It actually feels smoother now that I'm at 1440, which is crazy. Even though my FPS isn't super high, I'm not getting the chunk as much.
Hooveran's like, I'm on a server with 3 people. You must have a brand new server then. I bet you this server just stood up. Look at it. See, look at local. Look at the chat. No, I'm good. I've seen your videos. Fuck, I get that like everywhere I go now. Fuck. All right, let's. This only has 30 people on it. I didn't even realize how many people are on it. Let's just go back and grab a different one.
You know, do you actually fly back to the base every time?
Yeah, because it takes less time for me to land than it does to, claim it. Wait a couple minutes.
That's fair. That's fair.
Right. And it's also, I don't know, it's immersive too, flying back to base,
My immersion.
listening to the synth wave coming in like an 80s rock star. I've been addicted to synth wave for a while now. It's just like, it's got such a cool vibe to it.
Yeah. Yeah, God, such low FPS. 30, 38.
Did you get more frames though with the increased page file?
I haven't done that yet.
Oh, you haven't restarted Star Citizen yet?
No, I restarted it. Oh, you mean the shader cache?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I did that. No, I'm not really noticing anything increased from that, to be honest.
Damn. Well, let's jump to a different server here. This is so you can smurf. Yeah, I know, everyone's been telling me to get an alt, but I just refuse. I'm like, no! I refuse.
This video is called Star Citizen Performance Guide. Yeah, I don't
All right.
it's been fine. Some guy just tried to land next to me, and he just exploded on the hangar.
There's a guy on YouTube that makes these videos where it's called, he rates people's landings. He basically sits there in the corner, like lurking on like an asteroid, and he watches people land, and he makes these meme videos of people landing. It's actually really funny.
Nice.
Hooven's like, that was me. All right, you have main screen?
As long as I'm on the pad, can I log out? Or do I have to get
Yeah, as soon as you touch down, you're good.
Okay.
I mean, as soon as you enter the hangar, you should be good. But you know, touching down is probably a better way. Not Avenger, come to Yellow 0-1 for fights. I'm a noob, I promise. I'm just gonna make one called Avenger Juan, Juan. You know, I'll make the last Starfighter. All right, yeah, the main screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see if we can grab a different one here.
Okay.
Said, is there a new Avenger? Missed the trial. There's 2 new Avengers, Linz and Shizzy. Shizzy Glizzy. Avengedor.
Yeah,
Holy.
chat. I don't know. There's a billion things
Taking
that it could
fights
be.
one-on-one.
My CPU and GPU are top tier.
Come to Yellow, my friends.
I get good FPS
Fight to the
in
death.
most other games.
So
but
get an
there's
Avengers Titan
something
starter
going on
and then
here,
just
so
see how
I'm
many
not really
people
sure what's going on.
you can lure into their deaths with it. Well, damn. All right, let's see if this is actually a different server, though.
The outlaw group Ninetales have taken over several platforms on Crusader, and the CDF is seeking for volunteers to help resecure them. Check
There's
your contract manager.
47. It might be the same
This
one.
difference. Well, if it's the same, I'll be able to go to global chat and find out the history of me talking. Can't be because this one's global chat's dead.
Okay.
That's a server issue.
Okay.
Something. Damn. No, this different server for sure. I got the global chat just populated.
Yeah. You know, I haven't actually updated my NVIDIA drivers to the latest builds. I imagine that would.
I don't think that would make that. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. All good, man. I'll muscle through it for now. I think it's a little
Yeah.
better than it was a second ago, so.
Try doing it from a single PC, maybe just as a test. Like you don't have to go live with it, but like tonight or something.
Welcome
See
to the
what kind of
ASOP
FPS you get,
vehicle
right?
retrieval system.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to
Vehicle selected. Stand by.
I can't tell whether or not the 34 out of 47 is actually
Your
like.
vehicle
Let's
has
see,
been
let me count how many
delayed
people are in the
for
server here.
welcome.
1, 2, 3.
do. Setting Star Citizen to CPU priority high. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Can I do that on just the process manager? Man, get out of my elevator, bro. In task manager? Okay.
Okay, so it's actually the number on the right. It's 47. So there's 47 people in here, not 32. I just counted the server list.
Ooh, it gave me the big hanger for my little Gladius.
Said, did he clear shaders after patch dropped? I don't know. Did you?
I think I did before, yeah. But shit, I could always do it again. I'm gonna try the process manager. I'm gonna
Like stopping
set
like,
CPU. No, I
oh,
think I
yeah,
can stay in it.
priority.
Yeah, performance. So processes, and then I take Star Citizen and I give it a
Maximum priority.
CPU. I say, let's see how do I do that. Resource value. Forgot how to do it.
So people say clear the shader file. I find it hardly ever makes a difference.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever done it. I've deleted my game every once in a while, but it pulls at a much higher rate and doesn't lose tracking if you cover your face. Oh, you're talking about something else.
Do you remember how to
All
change the CPU priority?
I wish I did. I'm not sure if I even have that turned on for me.
Task manager details. Oh, okay, details. Sweet. So let me click memory.
Yeah, details tab and task manager. I wonder if I should do that right now to my stuff. So it could be a memory leak. Maybe a reboot would solve it. No, but like, have you been consistently since you started streaming off like double computers like had this issue?
Honestly, like I think maybe it's this. I've noticed it more with this latest patch or something. So maybe just something isn't playing right with my setup.
It's possible. It's possible.
Quite getting it.
Alrighty. Tech support with Avenger 1 and level cap.
Yeah.
Said,
Hey,
y'all
Chef,
need to
thanks
get
for the
to
5
use,
again, man.
Reg
I like
edit.
Toby better than
Set priority in
Track
Star
IR.
System.
It's just
EAC
nicer,
protects the EAC.
in my opinion.
Well, there you go. Registry edit tool.
Your monitor's too
So
big
maybe
for
it's the
I'm on
heat outside what's
32,
causing
which
his
is
system to heat up more
which
than
is
usual.
bigger.
Are you somewhere super hot?
no, I got AC going in.
I got mine at a nice 19 degrees at my house.
Yeah.
I like my place cold.
I'm just gonna troubleshoot it off stream at this time. You playing in full screen or windowed?
OM1. Moving to Canada, says Jilla.
Oh, sorry, I was
I-
muted there.
I love where I live, man.
Are you playing in full screen or windowed?
Full screen.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I saw some people that were like recommending playing in windowed, but that's never, in my experience, been better performance
Yeah.
or anything.
Aegis combat assist. Activated.
You know, OM1.
Giant hanger. Be the cap ship hanger.
Oh, yeah. Said 19 degrees. She's and here in Spain, government has asked us to keep our AC at 27. Well, it's because Canada's awesome. We just have a dictator for the president, prime minister, whatever. But he'll leave soon, hopefully.
Prime Minister Prez. Whatever you guys got.
Whatever, Castro's son, something like that. That conspiracy is hilarious. Oh, God. The world is so silly. Right,
Oh,
Anna?
man, I just missed the combat assist.
No! Well, with Gauntlet's been thrown down, let's see who shows up to OM1 to come battle.
God.
I don't know. Something about today, man. I just feeling like today is such a great day, man. You know, some days you're just having a good time, man. Today's one of those days for me, man. Like, everything's just good, man. I'm in my house. The AC's on. I'm nice and cool. I'm having some fun with my boys, you know. Just having a good day.
Your AC's on. I thought you're always complaining about it being too cold there.
Too cold? Well, I mean, it's summer right now, but...
Yeah. Does it get really hot where you are?
It gets about 29, 30, you know, Celsius on like in summer, right? Sometimes it goes even up to 40 if it's really hot, you know, which in Fahrenheit would be, I'm not sure what the Fahrenheit equivalent would be to 30 to 35 degrees centigrade.
Yeah.
2 new Avengers today. Yep, that's right. You know,
Wait, 2 in one day. Is that what you're
2 in
saying?
one day is a very, today's a very special day. Yeah, we had 2 passes, which is very rare.
That's pretty cool.
It's
man.
very rare.
Building
30
your little
centigrade
fleet,
is
man.
92, 95 Fahrenheit. It's a little warm, boys. Cook an egg outside. Yep, slowly building it, right? But building it with the right people, and that's the most important part. Right? Like these guys have been in helping out with all kinds of stuff. You know, guys have been coming in helping rookies and all that stuff. You know. Yep. Oh, it does happen, Fran. You're right. It's just these are rare. It doesn't happen every day. You know what I mean? Or even every month, or even every 2 months. Says, who the fuck measures temp in Celsius? Oh, yeah, everyone other than the U.S., right?
Actually does feel smoother now, man. I'm getting like 60s. 60s for the most part.
Hey, I'm
Yeah.
at 79 right now.
God damn it. I'm at 66. You're at 79 just sitting there. Let me sit next to you and see if I can see what you're saying.
Most impressive. Oh, I didn't realize I'm not even on my... There we go.
That was
Trey
better.
pledged $5. Thanks, brother. I really appreciate it, man.
Corgi's coming
Oh,
in an
We
arrow.
got... nice. Okay, so I want you to fight Corgi here, and I will watch like a proud father.
All right. Do you know Corgi?
Oh, yep, he's one of my guys that trains in Discord.
Oh, okay. He knows what he's doing there.
No, I'd say he's actually a pretty good matchup for you, to be honest.
Friendly target.
Still relatively new, right? Just focus on the basics. Stay nice and tight. Yep. Get your indicator to return to center. Close the distance. And then you want to raid around them with the 45s. And then just again, right? Just weapons on. Shield, like engines, weapons, engines, weapons. You know, pop it, twist it, pull it.
Yep. Yeah, hang on. I'm gonna push through here.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you got to make those choices in a fight, right?
I was just trying a couple different things that time, and it was not working.
Yep, but that's how we experiment, right?
Yeah. God, I feel so slow in the rate right now.
Oh, I blacked out trying to chase you guys.
So fast, man.
The spoon. It's all good. I'm back. It's because I can't tell where my relative is.
Yeah, this guy's really pushing in.
Yeah. If the arrow pushes in, you can actually use that to your advantage. What you can do is you can push past him with your main and then raid onto him because you'll actually have a faster rate than he is, right?
Gotcha.
Like how we talked about doing the lead turns, right? Those are opportunities to do lead turns.
Gotcha.
Yeah. There we go. He's nice and tight, right? There we go. Good hits. There we go. Again, right? Smooth is fast, right? Look at your tracers. Guide them on. Don't try to hit every little pixel. Just kind of paint over them
power there, man.
like Bob Ross.
Yeah, I'm screwing it up pretty good.
It's all good. Solid mental is also a big one too, right? Oh yeah. There we go. Good hits. Good hits. Good hits.
Ah, he got me.
Oh, almost. All good. He's
Hey,
red
now I'm
nose,
getting
he's hurt.
120 FPS. Fantastic.
Maybe it was
In death.
you know. See, that's a good matchup though. He's almost dead, right? So, you know, just
Yeah.
grab another Gladius and come on in. Corgi, go repair Corgi, and we'll come back here. Houdin coming in with 5 gift subs. Thank you for the love and support to the Imperial Navy, my friend. Training better pilots, 1% every day.
Yeah, I felt my FPS was better that time. Oh, fuck me.
I mean, right now.
Nah. I could use one, to be honest. No, I'm at Tressler.
Oh, you're at Tressler. Oh no.
God damn it. I forgot.
Hypnic coming in with some gift subs. Thank you, brother, for the support to the Imperial Navy. Bloodhunter, Octopus, Cat, Kelly, and Narg. Guys, welcome back. Your service to the Empire. Well, just mosey on over and then set your spawn here. And in the meantime, I'll take anybody here that wants to. Yeah, I'll be in a hot tub coaching level cap. We'll do that one day.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following.
Do your guys ever give you a hard time about doing a hot tub stream?
No.
No? Okay, these guys
you.
keep they're like, you gotta do a fucking hot tub stream, Avenger. Let's go. They want to see me take my shirt off. I'm like,
Must be
why?
a
You
Twitch
really want to
thing.
see me take my shirt off? It's just so much chest hair. You don't want to see that. So in honor of 16 and 21, right, Hypnic? Said, what game do you mainly play before SC? Star Wars Squadrons. Okay, let's see if we can get some people to show up at OM1 here. Battle to the death. Yella. OM1 for battle. It is the Klingon way!
Gotta get that UI bug fixed, man.
Your journey begins now.
When they get
Which
that,
one? There's
when
so
you
many.
have your, yeah, I know, right? When you have that, like a target in front of you that's just not in front of you.
Oh, yeah, you gotta warp off and warp back. Yeah, that's annoying. You have an invisible person shooting at you. You're like, who's shooting at me? It's just like, uh-oh.
Yeah, you keep turning. You're like, I can't catch this guy. He's raiding too quickly.
Oh my god!
Yes.
The humblest gamer. Speak for yourself, A1. Bro. Tore my calf muscle and still playing SC with pedals because getting better is worth the pain. My man. Now that's dedication right there.
Thank you.
You're not a real gamer until you play with an injury. Let's see. Eagle Mark 1. Some missiles coming in. Stay nice and tight. I don't even know what he's in. He's in a Gladius.
Be nice. I'm
Oh,
getting
the poor guy has a
80 in
cannon.
quantum.
Reverse the circle. Oh, this poor guy has a mix of cannons and repeaters, which is bad. Tricord chase. I don't want to stay with him.
Yeah, Jason, I need to do some performance optimization on this game.
Coming towards
Whatever's
me.
going on. I don't know if it was that server, if I
Coming
needed to
towards me,
restart.
S-turn.
Maybe I just need to do a restart
what
on
a
my main
kill.
PC. I haven't done one in a little bit.
Hell
Figure
yeah,
it out,
brother.
man.
Hell yeah.
You get that guy?
Oh, yeah. I got him in a tricord chase because he tried to disengage, right? And I've been getting better at those tricord chases because a lot of folks will get in a bad spot, shields down, then they'll try to disengage, and I'll just stick to them like glue, and they'll be like, he's still on me! It's like, you're not going nowhere.
Nice. Is tricording going away in their...
Yes.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
Yes, thank God.
I mean, yeah, it'll simplify...
Well-
I think they need to do a bunch of stuff where they get rid of all the secret stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
it's
secret-
like... Yeah,
secret special, no five-finger death punch, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't. Well, it's like playing a shooter where there's some sort of secret reload or some shit, you know, where it's like, oh, I didn't know you could
Yeah.
reload faster if you did the secret.
If
the
you
secret combo.
crouched and then looked to the right.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, that kind of crap, you know. So there's a little
See-
too much of that stuff in SC, and it needs to be kind of.
So I got a question in chat. What is tricording, right? It's not intuitive. People don't know what it is, right?
Exactly.
It's a knowledge. You said this yourself. You said it's a knowledge check, not an intuitive skill check.
Yeah.
So watch this. I'll show what tricording is right now, right? Turn your decoupled on. So right now the ship's not coupled. And watch this Victor indicator right here. That's how many G-forces or acceleration my ship is about to endure, right? Now, if we just use our main thruster in the back here, okay, we go straight forward. What we're going to do is we're going to get 12 Gs. Under boost, we're going to get 14.6. Okay? Not too crazy. Let's see who's this here. Oh, this Stardust Witch. Anyway, so we go decoupled, and now what we're going to do is we're going to combine our bottom thrusters, our side thrusters, and our main thruster. And what's going to happen is it's going to push our ship to the point of a triangle up and to the right. Now look right here at the G-force indicator, and don't forget, our forward acceleration maxes out at 14.6. Now watch how much G's I get now. 21.3. Okay? Which means I reach maximum 1,200 meters per second in just under 3.5 seconds. So, let's couple back in here. So
0 to
think about it this
1200
way.
in 3.5, man.
So I'm not just getting 20 or 30 or 40% increase in my acceleration. I'm getting almost 60 to 80%. Right? So I'm going from 14 Gs to 22 or whatever, 0.8, right? So, you know, it's almost twice the acceleration if I do this maneuver, right? And people, first of all, your ship flies through space on an angle. So you actually aim, like you basically fly up and up like this. Your nose is pointed down into the right and you kind of fly. So if you want to aim at so if I want to fly towards Crusader, I actually have to aim up and to the left like this, right? So what I can do is I can decouple tricord, and right here I actually am aiming. So my aim is actually here, right? And then once I've matched that speed, then I can couple and point my nose and shoot, right? And that's what tricording is. And that's because of the way the physics is in the game, right? But my whole argument has and always will be, it's like, that's not intuitive, right? Like, people aren't going to think like, oh, to chase I have to like look down to the right and then like use track error to look at my guy. Like, that's stupid.
Well,
right?
it's not intuitive because it's not intentional, right? That wasn't the design of it, because nobody wants you to chase on a weird off angle, right? You want to point your nose at the ship and hit the boost and go, right? You want it to be like, if I chase an enemy ship, I look at them and then put my foot on the gas and then we catch them, as opposed to like, nope, you got to point kind of away and then boost up and then also to the left on this weird like, none of that makes sense, and you would never design a ship like that. So it's like, yeah, they just got to iron out all those little fun things that occur when they're trying to sim spaceship flight.
Yeah, it's not intuitive. Most of the SC community won't even know what it is for the longest time. It's just not a fun mechanic to have. Regardless of whether or not it increases the skill ceiling, there are other ways to increase the skill ceiling without it feeling unintuitive and silly.
Yeah, and I would argue that, like, I mean, and this has been sort of my stance the whole time, is like, you take a game like Counter-Strike, been around forever, right? It's got a very high skill ceiling, but a very, very simple kind of like control setup and learning process, right? You look around, WASD, but there's within just aiming and recoil control, there's like this insane level of skill. And like the same in Star Citizen, within just purely flying your ship, maneuvering and aiming, there's a huge level of skill. And I'm not saying you can't add other fun nuances on top of that, but like you got to watch how much you add on to that becomes a requirement. I even think the power triangle management stuff is like, it's too much busy work, you know, like it needs to be changing. Yeah, I shouldn't have to hit power triangle 100 times during a fight. It should be like maybe a couple times, like for a decision.
Well, the devs even said, they're like, it is not functioning the way we intended, and this was literally like the prototype of prototypes, right? It's something to consider now during a fight. And that's the thing, is people like right now Star Citizen's combat is in like the alpha of alpha stages, and sometimes people take the combat like, and even I'm bad for this, you know what I mean? It's like it's truly not ready yet in terms of like anywhere close to like esports for sure, right?
When do you think they're going to have their first pass? Because they keep talking about like trying to nail
318
in
is going to bring but 318 is going to bring some big changes like towards that goal.
Are they lowering the velocities down in 318?
Yep. And like the biggest change in flight is probably going to come in 318. So a lot of the lessons learned from these most recent patches, we'll see a lot of really interesting things happen with flight. Now they're going to forgo ship balancing for the meantime while they get the general outline of combat feeling, which is what they should do, right? You know, so you know they want to get light fighters as a class functioning a certain way, and then heavies functioning a certain way, and you know, all these things functioning in a certain way so that each of them has their own strengths and weaknesses, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
And then when they do that, then we're going to have a really great game. Truly, we are. You know, and then skill will be a thing no matter what class you have, you know, and it'll just be different tools for the job. And because you don't want to bring a gang of 10 light fighters and, you know, not have to worry about killing big stuff because the lights can do it, right? Like you want to have to bring bombers to an engagement. You want to have to bring an eclipse and, you know, all these things so that you get a really immersive experience, you know, like tools in the toolbox, right? Like, you know, the U.S. military doesn't just spam F-15s and F-22s. Like, we have bombers for a reason. We have drones for a reason. We have all these different weapon systems and deployment systems for a reason, because it's the most effective way to fight, right? Otherwise, we just spam F-22s.
I think it'd be cool if they added a mechanic where, like, you know how when you're like ganging up on a big ship and you're like, okay, target the same shield quadrant or part of the ship so we can take it down. It'd be kind of neat. You know how like the armor glows like reddish?
Yeah.
When you like are playing it. It'd be cool if you had like a sustained damage multiplier. So like if you continue hitting the same component or area of the ship that's red or like glowing from like sustained damage, you could like increase your damage. Be interesting, like that way you reward for accuracy and coordination more, you know.
Armor. So what's going to happen is once you drill through the shields, you can drill through the armor and then hit the structure of the ship.
Yeah, is that how armor's intended to work?
Well, I don't know, but I mean, I'd assume that that's something close to what it will function like.
That'd be dope. That'd be really cool.
Because like it's based on the hull of the ship, right? So when the hull goes to 0, the ship's destroyed, right? But if you drill through the armor and shields on a specific side, you're going to do direct damage to the ship. I mean, think about it, right? Like if you drill through the starboard section of an Idris and you've ripped the armor off and now you're shooting directly into the ship itself, like you've gone through the bulkheads, you're going into, like you're blowing up literally the kitchen, you know what I mean? Like it's going to damage the ship, right?
They can have the kitchen, they're going to starve to death. Wait a minute.
You know what I mean? Like, God damn it, not the fucking sausages. The glizzies.
Yeah. We're taking the long-term approach. This is the siege of the Idris. We've eliminated their food source.
My kitchen.
Eventually they'll run out of food and they'll have to come out.
Bro. nice roll attack here. Now that was a great turn. That was a lead turn if I ever saw it. That was like a textbook lead turn.
From you or them?
Me. Oh, what a beautiful turn, man. Sometimes when I make those maneuvers at like, you know, because like I didn't think about that. I just like it becomes second nature, right? And that's what I mean by flight time.
Yeah.
Is like that happened and it's almost like I'm like, oh wow, that happened. You know what I mean? And that's just because you've done it enough that your body's like, oh, that's the maneuver, boom, and it just happens, right?
Yeah.
See this corkscrew? There we go. Cut across his nose the other way. Come in here. Cut across his nose the other way. So that's an S turn right there. What I just did to him, guys, is like a textbook S turn. Right? It's very difficult to track an S turn when it's performed like that. And again, it's all relative to like your ship's direction of nose and their relative movement. I'm just gonna rip his starboard engine off here. Actually, starboard side. There we go. Let him spin. I don't need to kill this guy. He's outclassed. It said size 2 quant drive for XL ones, right? Said anyone get monster deck mounts? Mine have been in processing for 3 weeks, normal or no. Maybe if you had predator mounts, you wouldn't have those problems. Said of all this goes out to the window in atmosphere versus a Cartuel. To some degree. To some degree. In atmosphere, you have to fight in pitch exclusively, right? You want to reduce your yaw input, right? You want to reduce your yaw input. I think that Cuddy is gonna about to barf from spinning so much.
Can he even get out of there?
Nah, he's in a spin that he can't pull out of.
That's funny. That's almost meaner than not killing him.
Well, if he's got equipment and he doesn't want to lose it, you know, maybe he took a bounty on me or something, right? Who knows, right?
Oh yeah, I gotcha.
Then at least he can log off and not lose his like actual player equipment, right?
That's fair.
And that's what I mean by like, there's no honor in me just murdering that guy. He's got no engines. He's spinning out of control. It's like the fight's been won. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Let's see if this Ripper guy wants to go. Come on, Ripper.
All right, I'm almost back out there. I just gotta set my respawn point like in a smart person.
Set my respawn like a smart person.
I mean, God, the
That's
amount
happened
of
to me
stuff
so
you
many-
gotta remember to do in this game, you know? Like, oh yeah, forgot to transfer my input.
It feels like Eve, remember? How many times in Eve did something happen? You're just like, I forgot to set my clone to this, or
yeah,
you know.
I mean,
it's just like-
it starts to feel like a second job.
To the ASOP vehicle
Yeah, it
retrieval
can,
system.
right? But once you set your like clone somewhere, like I get that, you know what I mean? It's just because they have to have some mechanic for respawning, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to
but
the ASOP
it
vehicle
says, hey, everyone, come back to my Cuddy. I'm not dead.
Heck is my Gladius.
Please visit us again. Goodbye.
How is again? Am I
Welcome
just
to
scrolling
the
over it?
ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
There it is.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system. Vehicle selected. Stand by. Your insurance claim has
Said,
been
but I
checked.
remelted it for the Gladi.
Please visit us
Of course, yeah. Well, the Gladiator. So the Gladius is, it's the best beginner fighter. It's also, good. The Gladius is a good example of like the best beginner and top tier fighter. They've done a good job with the Gladius.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's a really smart plan. Like when I was talking to Battlefield devs back in the day, when I was talking to them about weapon balance and stuff, and it's like they set their baseline weapon that they want it to be like, this is kind of good at everything, but not the best at anything. And we need to get that feeling great and build the gameplay around that. And then we'll balance everything else out from that point. So like, it's a good, I think that's what they're doing. It sounds like based on what they're saying, that doing with Star Citizen is they're trying to set that baseline right now for their ships that they're testing with so that those feel good. And then you balance everything around those properties, right? You get that one
Bomber.
ship feeling perfect.
You're 100% right. Bomber asks, just sub to YouTube. I've never done fighting. Is it
Welcome
pointless to do
to
in an
the ASOP
MSR?
vehicle retrieval
No.
system.
You just got to understand, like, and this is a good question because a lot of folks
To the ASOP
take
vehicle
ships that really
retrieval
aren't
system.
designed to be finishers, in combat, and think that they can finish in combat. Like the MSR is designed as a blockade runner. It's basically the Millennium Falcon. Yes, you can slide in on someone with the MSR if you've got turret gunners, emphasis on turret gunners, and steal a kill and then get out, right? But if you're gonna dogfight a gang of light fighters in a MSR, I mean that's a silly fight, right?
The MSR is
Because-
a fat target, and it doesn't have a
Yes.
lot of shields. It's got the same shields as a Vanguard, and it's like 3 times the size, right? So, and you're
So
just
yes.
a missile's going to take your wing off in like half a second. So you gotta watch out.
But what the MSR is really good at is running away because that's its job. I'm serious. Like the MSR is very hard to catch, and it has two rear-facing turrets with size 3 guns. So you've got a Hurricane's DPS facing back towards it. So anything chasing it's going to get in a lot of trouble, right? And that's the thing is people like try to take their MSRs into a friggin' battle zone, and they wonder why, you know, they're getting fucked up. But if you're trying to run drugs or do all kinds of stuff, there's no better ship than the MSR. There really isn't. You know, you can get out of a lot of sticky situations with an MSR.
I mean, yeah, you say that, but then again, we also don't really have drug running gameplay
Not yet,
Yeah.
but at some point. But that's the thing is like understand what the tool. It's like using a hammer to drive a nail in, or you're using a saw blade, right? It's like you can technically ram it with a saw blade, but like you're better off using a hammer, right? And that's very much, you know, the kind of state that Star Citizen's combat will eventually move towards is
Yeah.
like, what's the tool for the job, right? Are you
Well,
going to use a
they-
stealth ship to fight in a brawl? No, right? Just like you wouldn't use a brawling ship to sneak up on someone.
So much is still theoretical, right? Because what they need to develop is these actual gameplay loops to understand how to design the ships around them, right? Because it's like, without having like bases to defend, we don't know what's a good defensive strategy or a defensive ship, right? So it's like
Well, that's
we've got
why-
all these ships that can kind of skirmish in space, but how is that actually going to work when it comes down to like, hey, we're going to do everything in our power to win this battle because it's our territory. So now what does the strategy become other than just like, because right now our goal is just to have fights and have fun with it. Well, what happens when the goal changes from like fighting to like
Defense.
actually like everything in our power to beat the other guys, you know? Now what, are we even using light fighters in that scenario? What happens does it just become missile spam? Like, you know, what is the main strategy?
Well, see, that's what's exciting about the Jumptown stuff because people get to see some
Are you
kind of
fighting that guy right
immersion. Yeah, he's mostly running from me, but I can get him here. This is example of how to chase properly, right? See how my maneuvers are nice and tight. So 3OG is basically trying to range control me as best he can because he knows that if I get close, you know, it's going to be bad news bears for him. I can cut the circle here on this turn.
Is Eagle Mark 1 fighting you also?
Yeah, that's fine. I got the one guy splash. Now I can just let him inertia. See how what's called
Do you
inertia?
want me to come and
like
fight
he's got-
Eagle also?
Sure, if you can.
Okay. Well, I wasn't sure
Catch
if
up.
you guys were in duels or something. You know, I didn't want to
No, it's
disrupt the
fine.
duel.
It's just a free form combat. If they 2v1 me, then I'm fair to. All's fair in love and war, baby.
You're gonna get him before I even get there.
Probably. It's nice and tight on this maneuver here. There we go. Get him. Splash. I think we have another. No, we don't. Okay, let's go back to 1-1. Yeah, so like you know, chasing is really important because you know, forcing a fight onto someone when their shields are down is how you finish a kill, right? But there are some ships out there that just simply can't, you know, finish a fight. Like you can't finish a fight in a Terrapin. You know what I mean? Like the Terrapin doesn't have the G's to catch and like stay on someone,
Right.
you know. But it kind of makes sense in a way. Okay, Corgi's back in an arrow, right? So let's see.
Even if I find OM1, man, where the F did you go?
Mark to me.
It's weird. Like I see your marker, but I don't see OM1.
Fly Drake specifically. Oh, they want me to fly a. They probably want me to fly a bucket again.
Oh yeah.
Let's see here. You mean a schmuckaneer? Because you're a schmuck for flying a buck.
You know, I'll fight Corgi again. I'm down.
Oh, got someone else here. Ranger. I'll take Ranger.
Okay. I think Corgi's coming after you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. Go after him.
He's
I'm
off.
just gonna ignore him.
Never mind. We're fighting.
Move across his nose. Move across his nose. So those are S turns, guys, that I just pulled off on right through here.
Shield down.
Just gonna get him with some
Dang,
fire
Korg
missiles.
just dominated me with that arrow.
There we go. Dumb fire missile kill. Oopsie. Let's see. That's holy shit. Alright. I'm gonna find you guys. Right over here. What was that NVIDIA thing again? Alt something?
Under fire.
So remember, stay nice and tight on the maneuvers, right? Respond to when he fires at you with an upstrafe. And bring that vector indicator returning to center and to close distance, right? And only have, less strafe input the better, in a sense,
Yeah, I gotcha.
Less, that's when I say less is more, right? There you go. Keep it nice and tight. Yeah.
Dang.
Almost. Oh, good.
Yeah, I got a couple good passes on him there, but yeah, he was keeping his nose on me much better.
Where do you feel like you're struggling with? The rolling?
Yeah, a bit of the rolling and a lot of the once we're in the right fight, he's shooting before I am. He's like target on me a good second before.
You might want to bring the energy up then. You know what I mean? Like if you find that he's getting his nose on you more, then try to make an extension. You know what I mean? It's tricky. You know what I mean? Because it's all fundamentals, right? If he's getting his nose on you more, try like if you're not turning in the 45 as much, then you're gonna run into some of those times, right?
Yeah.
Said A1 thinks he's filming an action movie. Sorry, we are at OM1. We just flew away from it because I was chasing that fight, right? It's all good. Your Grim Hex spawn is dead, right? So
Yeah.
all right, let's
That's
see.
why something's wrong with my hardware.
Energy and a blade.
Probably your DDR5. Get a better. Oh no.
Got to channel my inner Doctor Disrespect,
I
right?
could do a RAM test, but I haven't gotten any
Whatever happened to him? Is he
crashes or
still on?
something.
Is he on YouTube now? Like,
Yeah, he's killing it on YouTube. Doing good.
because something happened where he couldn't do it on Twitch anymore or something. So,
Yeah, they banned him. Which and
do we even
he-
know why, or are we allowed to talk about that?
No, he sued them because he said it like them
Contract
banning
or
him
something?
without reason was like
Your
basically
insurance claim has been set.
like kind of slandering his reputation, right? It's like if a company bans you from Twitch and bans their biggest streamer for Twitch and doesn't say why. He said he lost like all his ad deals after that because everybody just assumed he had done something nefarious.
Yeah,
And they didn't
I
tell
see,
him
yeah.
why, and they didn't tell anybody why. So he sued him. We don't know what happened, but they settled out of court.
Avenger 1 uses chase ability. It was super effective. But do you guys see like that last fight? See how I dipped my nose down into the right and I shot off in the corner? It's because I hit 21 Gs in that chase and I was able to stay with him, and then I killed the blade because of it, right? And that right there is not an intuitive chase design, right? Now, just because I know how to do that, it's like, sure, but I shouldn't have to do that to chase, is what I'm saying, right? I should point my nose towards them and use my big-ass main thruster to get my target, right? It says you need to learn to be more social aware. He says you're super obnoxious. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle
That's
retrieval
nice.
system.
It seems like a really nice thing to say to someone you just met. I mean, isn't that what you said, being socially unaware?
Oh, I don't know.
There you go.
Is he telling you that
Hold
on
on.
stream?
Yeah. All right, come here, Mark.
To the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Come on, Eagle. Show me what you got.
It as a game. Goodbye. Welcome.
Again, right? Same thing. Tricord. Stay with him. We brought our fight up to about 500. And there's the splash. Show us what you got.
Show me what
All good. All good. All right, I gotta ban somebody. 1 sec. it's just some some alt account too. 'Cause
I got
it's
a
all,
long ban list as well. People
you know
just
what I
come
mean?
in
Like
and-
created 1 hour ago.
attention.
I wonder if an alt created 1 hour ago. All right, let's see here. I love banning people. Swing that hammer, baby! Here we go! It says, yeah, do what everyone else does. Yeah. Ban his ass. You know you're doing well in life when the haters have to make alt accounts to come after you. Oh, that's so fucking funny, man. God, that means I've made it, boys. I'm successful. So look at the research you did into his account. Seems pretty socially aware to me. I know, eh? Come here, Corgi. Let's do it. To the death. All right, let's see here.
Huh. The hangers are not opening.
Success isn't big numbers. That's having people who make alts.
The server 30K? The server might be
It's
30K. Yeah, I
possible.
think it is.
Yeah, probably then. If it's not reloading guns, yeah, 30K. It did. So you gotta restart the whole game itself.
Yep.
This is, I hope one day I can be super obnoxious too. Oh man, that's so fucking funny. All right, 30K, so we'll just give it a restart here. All right.
All right. I
Hey,
might
man,
actually
if
try a real quick computer restart.
Yeah,
just
give it a
in
shot.
case that's having any effect on my crap.
It might help, you know.
Okay. I'll be back in here in a second.
You know, if being authentically you means that you're gonna be considered obnoxious, then I'd say go for it, man. Fuck it. Because you know what I've realized is like
Yeah,
during
hang on a
this
sec.
process
Stream,
of,
I'm
like,
going to do a
doing
restart,
what I'm
but the
doing,
stream should stay up.
like I feel like I don't have to pretend to be somebody different.
Test 1, test 2. You can still hear me for a second as the computer's restarting. My mic will probably cut out for a second and then should come back on as the restart process finishes. What are you guys chatting around? Oh, well, you know, A1's a person. And not others, you know. Test. Can you hear me again? Yeah, you should be able to hear me. It cut off just at the right time. Nice. Some more FPS out of Star Citizen. It's kind of nice that my mic works as soon as basically it only cuts off for a second as the USB power feed gets cut from my mic input. But as soon as the USB power goes back, it starts pushing it back into the streaming PC, which is nice. So, because right now my PC's still booting up. It's actually installing a little Windows update. So, there we go. Load and launch and do all that fun stuff. Doo-doo-doo. You know, I should close Trackire. Flipping
Insecurities. Oh God, influencer speeches. I think I can take a stab at level, but not feeling confident at all makes to take a run at A1. Well, come take a stab at level cap, man. We're training them, right?
Yeah,
that's how we
I'm
get
down.
it, right?
I don't mind losing fights, man. I'm like, I don't have A1's ego, you know. I can handle it. I'm okay with it.
It's so big. That's why I need Hangar 13 all the time.
Yeah. I won't rage on you if I lose, you know. I won't do.
God, look at this guy. Goddamn man child. All right, let's go, baby. It said, I don't mind losing either, says Bam. He says, but I definitely know I will lose against A1. Yep.
One day I'll have an ego.
I should retitle the stream, Huge Man Child Streamer Can't Handle a Single Loss. Hangar 13 is... Oh, God. I love the chat sometimes, man. These guys are all comedians. All right. Let's have some fun.
Well, I just want to say, there's a lot of people out there that, like, I don't know why, but like around, I think, competitive personalities, they like take it as sort of like abrasive or like mean at times or something. There's something about it where people don't interpret it correctly, but I just got to say, I appreciate your personality, Mr. A1.
Oh, don't say that too loud. My ego's going to explode. But...
Yeah. I mean, not too much. I appreciate it. And I understand that, like, being a top tier competitive gamer, you know, like, you're not going to get a lot of in between on the personality. There's a certain drive that pushes people to get as good as they want to get at something. And you usually don't find a lot of like super laid back, whatever, you know, people also being top of the game, right? Like,
did you ever hear about the story of Michael Jordan and also Kasparov? Do you know who those two people are?
Do I know? I know obviously Michael Jordan. Who's the other guy?
So Kasparov was the #1 chess player for like a long time, right?
Gotcha.
And he was always credited as like being a sore loser. You know what I mean? And he said, he had a good quote about it. He said, like, I don't like to lose. That's why I'm as good as I am. It's like, you know, he says, anybody who says they like to lose is lying to you. He says, like, I hated losing so much that it forced me to be as good as I am. You know what I mean? He says, and because he says, because I hated losing so much, it gave me the fuel to be the #1 chess player in the world. You know what I mean? And you can't have one without the other.
Sure.
You know what I mean? You can get good at masking it, but the truth is, like, every loss hurts in a certain way because you want to be good, you want to win, you know what I mean? And if you didn't have the pain of losing, you wouldn't have the thrill of winning, you know what I mean? So you can't really have one without the other. And like guys like Michael Jordan were always, got into shit because they would have these, you know, people always say, oh, you got this giant ego and stuff. It's like, yeah, but he was also the best ball player in the fucking world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, you know, it's, you know, not saying I'm that kind of person. Maybe I am in a certain kind of way.
The mental aspect of it goes hand in hand with the skill aspect. And I think unless you have experience either being around professional athletes or having been like in an environment where competition and stuff was a big part of what you're going for, then it can be hard to remember that the mental side is just as big a part of that skill side, you know? And sometimes like having an ego is hand in hand with having confidence. Right, you know, it can be. It could be.
But that could also
similar.
be misconstrued too, right?
Yeah.
Because like I had a good quote that I posted on my YouTube recently, and it says, "A good leader lacks arrogance, not aggressiveness." Right.
Yeah.
And I think there's a fine line. It's a close line because sometimes being aggressive can be interpreted as like, oh, look at this guy's ego, right? But if you're confident in your ability and your team's ability to perform a task, being aggressive is important because
where are you going, by
if
the
you're
way?
not if you're not, I gotta grab a Buccaneer.
Like, do you have to pee or something? What's going on?
Uno momento. Let me see
also
here.
leadership and competitiveness are not mutually exclusive. Like, you can be a great competitor and not a great leader too,
Yeah. They said Casper was the first to lose to a bot, though. Kind of cringe. Yeah, but losing to the Terminator is not really anything to be ashamed about. I mean, let's be honest, guys.
Yeah. Also, you can make an aimbot in Star Citizen that'll beat every pilot too,
Yeah.
It's not rocket science, really.
It's rocket appliance.
Also, it was just a matter of time before computers beat humans at chess,
Yeah, man. I mean, even they have a bot that can beat people at Go now. Like, and that's like one of the most intense kind of games out there, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, it totally makes sense. And also, I assume that bot runs on a laptop and not a supercomputer, right? Because
yeah, it's not some.
It's not like
quantum
some
computing.
crazy thing that has to interpret like exponential amounts of data. It's like, no, actually, it's just you just have to figure out the right program, the right algorithm and stuff for it to consider, and then it's got humans beat every time.
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the next 30 years. We've got AI technology that's you can't differentiate between talking to a person now or talking to an AI in most regards, and that's already out today. I could see a future where in about 10 years, we all, instead of having smartphones, we all have like personal little bots with us, right? And they're basically a smartphone as well, right? But they also are going to add like a companionship aspect to humanity. I think sometimes people get too scared about stuff like that, where they think robots are going to take over. And I'm more partial to the reality of like we're going to have a little bit more like Star Trek, where like Data will be an actual person. I think that could be a future that we could possibly live in, for sure, right? Robots don't have to be evil. They could also be, I mean, fuck. I put googly eyes on my my Roomba, and I'll give my life for that thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's just humans find ways to attach themselves emotionally to things.
Yeah.
And I think that if they do it right, then we could live symbiotically with AI technology or intelligence and make our lives all better. I say this as an AI myself. Just saying. Okay, you fight Corgi, I'll fight 3 OG.
Hang on
my
a sec.
Buccaneer.
Toby's not running. Gotta get it booted up.
All right, 3. Blender. Kill all humans.
Why the heck doesn't Toby launch? What was that about, man? Okay, now it's on. Right now. Okay, Toby working. Gotta get the stream set up. Little computer restarts, man.
Right? Oh, that's lead turn. Oh, almost had him in that turn. Oh, he's backing up. Time for shields. I got twice the shields, bud, and twice the DPS. You gonna fight my Buccaneer? Let's go, bro.
Okay. I think we're up and running. Who's in here? Corgi again? Corgi in the era. All right, Corgi, let's do it, buddy.
There we go. Beep, boop, beep. Greetings, fellow humans. So I thought the Buck had bad maneuverability. It does, but I'm lead turning and I'm using my main thruster more than I'm using my mavs, right? That's just flight geometry. But make no mistake, the Buccaneer is not a maneuverable platform. His name is Buck, and he came to fuck. Oh, you guys. The Corgi. There you go. You got his shields down, right? Don't be afraid to push past him, right, and force that raid fight, because the
that's
arrow
the part
wants
I'm
to
not
sit-
good at. Is the thing. Is like I always feel like I'm the last one to get my shots on target after I push past. But maybe I need to just get better at it and stop being afraid of that maneuver.
Yep, it's just seed time to allow you to focus on your shots, right? But don't forget, right? Aim is number one, right? So your maneuvers never be at the sacrifice too much of your actual nose control, right?
Yeah.
Because the best way to defend yourself is by eliminating the threat.
Dang. Felt
You
like
got
I
a
was
shield
close
set and
there. Yeah.
Yeah, you did better that time, right? And that's the thing, is it's slow progress, and then once you start splashing them, then you get that confidence up. But it's tough, right? Like the grind is real, and a lot of times people will be will get they'll get not depressed, but they'll kind of get what's the word I'm looking for? Like get kind of bummed out, you know what I mean? Like if you lose so many times, it's like fuck, man, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, come here, Corgi.
You think the NVIDIA scaler's probably effing me?
Surprise size 9 torpedo, right? Well, as long as I have my flare count set. I'll push hard here in the main thruster. There it is. Boo-boo-boo.
To set flare count, you hold right
Yeah,
Alt
size
and
9
then
torpedo.
tap
What's the
A
actual
to increase
acceleration
the
limit
number.
of the Buck? It's 18.4. It's not very much. I mean, think about it, right? 18.4 versus the Arrow's 22, or Gladius's 21, 22. You know, and then also like just my main thruster is 16, and my like up thrust, like it's just not a lot, man.
To the ASOC vehicle
You know?
retrieval system.
Yeah.
And my top guns got shot off. Gotta go repair. So it doesn't make sense Buck got 2 huge engines. Yeah, the Buck should have like light fighter acceleration on its mains, you know? Because like power to weight ratio, the Buck should have really strong like main thrusters. But, you know, it is what it is.
They'll tune it eventually. One day the Buck will be meta, and then you'll have to eat all your Drake Buccaneer words, man. It'll be funny.
Crank Lord of the Crayon Eater. Nice. All right, I'll give it a watch after stream, dude. I said Buck is so slow accelerating for all the... Oh, yeah, right? You'd think it would... At the very least, it should be like, you know, maybe a G less than typical light fighters. That would make it at least, you know, because even having 1 less G would still make it slower, but it would at least be, you know, it would at least have a chance at catching stuff, right?
Yeah, you got to make it good at something, right?
I mean, it's supposed to be considered an interceptor, but an interceptor needs to be able to catch stuff. I mean,
Visit us again.
Yeah, it's
But,
now other things intercept it. That's why it's an intercept. You know.
Welcome.
right?
ASOC vehicle retrieval system.
It's an interceptor.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see if like there is a thing where it's like kind of how you know how in Eve you could set up your kind of like throwaway ships where it's like these will be fun for like going out to like fight
Right.
stuff, and if I lose them, I'm not gonna be bummed out about them. It'd be interesting to see if that becomes a mechanic in Star Citizen as well, where like maybe you don't want to throw away your Gladius or Arrow because it's a more expensive ship, but the Buck is cheap, you know. So you're like, yeah, I'll take a Buccaneer out or
Your
something, you know.
vehicle has been
You know what I think? I think we're going to have one-time use ships. Now, hear me out. let's say I steal somebody's ship, right? And then I sell it on the market, right? Now, that ship, if it gets blown up, it's gone. Like, it's gone. You know what I mean? Because it was somebody's ship that was stolen. It's not registered to anyone. It's a stolen piece of equipment, right?
Oh, I see. So,
So-
you can't insure a stolen ship, right? Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So you buy it for like cheap, and then if it dies, it's it's gone.
That'd be
right?
interesting.
I could see that happening, right? Where stolen ships can be bought for like
Yeah,
But then
so you
it's
could be
if
like,
you
hey,
lose
it's a
gone.
hammerhead, and if we keep this hammerhead alive, we can run a bunch of cool missions that I couldn't do before, and go out have some fun with friends. But
Yes.
also, it's yeah,
Because
it's
the
interesting.
whoever
I like that concept.
Yeah, the VIN number scraped off, right? Like, whoever owns the ship, like, has the pink slip, like, that person can just respawn it and get another one, right?
It's got
And
a
then
weird
obviously-
smell, but
It's a little smoke smell. It's just,
yeah, like that's interesting.
but I think that could be a future, right? So you can bring it to a chop shop, or you can, basically rip the NFC chip out of it and then say, oh, it's just like, how the Razorback and like in Mandalorian, he's like, that's an unregistered ship. It's like, it's an unregistered ship.
Right,
That's
right.
pre-Empire. Kingfish and an Aurora MR. Oh, this poor guy. Please don't tell me he's trying to bounty me. An Aurora.
A lot of fun desyncy stuff flying around out of Grim.
Yeah, Grim has a synchronization box that encompasses it, and once you enter it, it like syncs you to Grim. But entering that box gets a little bit hectic. So typically coming in at a relatively slow pace is probably your best bet.
Yeah. Okay, I'm coming back out to you in a sec.
Rod, thanks for coming in with the raid, buddy. I appreciate it, dude.
Does Star Citizen have a sound check? Of course, a great one.
does. Yeah, it's actually really good. Okay, you fight Corgi's Super Hornet, and I'll pick one of my fights here. Let's pick. I'll fight 3 in the Blade again. The Blade.
Okay.
The Blade. Now, you have the maneuverability advantage over the Hornet, right? So you don't want to dance in front of its nose too much because you have the DPS disadvantage, right? So you want to force the raid fights. You want to punish him when he fires at you by cutting and making those maneuvers because he has less trigger time than you do.
Gotcha.
He has more DPS, more burst, but he blasts it faster in a sense. He splurges the ammo, right? So if you dodge a shot on the Hornet, you can punish him a lot more than...
Okay. Gotcha.
Shields under fire. Contact. Friendly target.
Na-na-na-na. Come on, baby. Yeah, the Blade can't... I can't catch the Blade in the Buccaneer, so if he wants to disengage, there's really not much I can do about it. But what I can do is when he gets within range, I can punish the shit out of him.
Shit, I screwed up my energy on that one.
I believe. That was a good burst. Another full shield trade pass. I'm going to actually bring him up to speed here because he's jousting me a lot. Main thruster accelerate through.
Dang it. Keep messing up my power on this stupid thing. Alright, there we go. Got him in the super.
Nice. Nice.
It is interesting to see what the same pilot can do in a different ship, and you're like, oh yeah, the Hornet's rate really does suck.
Yeah, there's strengths and weaknesses to each ship, right? But some strengths do overshadow some ships' weaknesses, right?
Are you fighting this Cuddy?
Yeah, I'm just gonna Delta merge him here. He's got some pretty high accelerations here.
Does he have a gunner?
No. Oh, what a lead turn that was. this is another elite turn. Get myself right into the position I want to be in. Again, right, aiming with my main thruster, basically.
You want me to assist, or are you guys dueling?
Oh, no, it's all good. If you can catch him.
Don't know.
Because I actually am much faster top speed wise than the Cutlass in the Buccaneer. So I can do one of these. Or I've merged with him now at 1,000 meters per second. But relative to me, he's standing still, right? Warped off. You shouldn't play with your food. The poor Cuddy. Always run a Cuddy with a gunner. Always, always, always roll a Cuddy with a gunner.
Let's see.
He needs that 30G VTOL, right?
Oh yeah, that is kind of a cool maneuver. I like that you're able to figure that out on the Cuddy.
Anthrax wants to take a shot at you.
Okay,
So come back to L11.
Yeah, as soon as I find LM1, I'll be right there.
It's tough, eh? I'm right on it right now, like at 0 on it.
Where the hell are you? Oh, are we below it? Is that what happened? No. Bro, are we in space? What's
Said
happening?
at high speed chase, Cuddy could decouple, then aim and shoot at you. Yeah, but you're still not getting around the jerk profile, right? Jerk profile still is really important, right?
Initiated. Quantum travel complete. Contact.
Are you fighting someone? Or you're fighting the other guy?
This Cutlass is here again.
This is Eagle Mark 1. Okay. I don't see Anthrax. Is Anthrax here?
Cuddy down. Fight Eagle Mark 1 then.
Oh, I see two guys. I don't know which one else.
Gold standard, Cuddy, please. Eagle says I'll fight whoever. Yeah, fight him. To the death.
I don't know if this arrow didn't flare, so I'm not sure.
Dude, I am loving this playlist today. I've been on it all day. It's called The Last Starfighter, and it's a synthwave remix.
Nerd.
Nerd. 100%, baby. Obnoxious level 1000.
Okay, so I guess I'll just fight this guy here.
Which one? Bam?
Bam. Do you know Bam? Is he good?
No. Eagle Mark 1 it is then. Let's go.
Friendly target. Shields under fire.
We'll say fighting over yellow with blue crosshairs. Not my favorite thing.
Right? Force a rate fight there.
Contact.
Yay, he's turned red. Now I get a red pip.
Yay!
Oh shit, we just collided.
Oh, dead?
I'm not dead, he's not dead. I'm not sure how that happened.
There we go. We got a few people here now. Yeah, 3 OG, I'll take him.
He's gotta be hurting.
Committed grievous bodily harm. You've been charged. No! I'm already crime stat 5 though. I wish I could get crime stat 6.
There we go.
Hey! There we goes.
Well, my
What's
wings a little.
your damage state at? Go get some repairs.
Probably need a rep, yeah. My wings
I'll
see
fight.
through. Somebody else here.
Yeah, I'm fighting 3 OG here.
Okay.
It says, Avenger, I loved your content on YouTube with the lecture classes, and I want to pull the trigger and get a host sass.
Nice.
Says, but I'm torn with VKB. VKB is cheaper and it's a great product. Get double gladiators if you're getting into it, and then if you want to get really high quality sticks, get Verpals or the VKB Gunfighter Mark IIIs.
Yeah. God, I hope they come out with that left stick gunfighter. I still got the space combat grip, which is, it's just
Yeah.
inferior, man. It's not as
Yeah.
good. It's fine. It's what the gladiators run with, but the gunfighter is just so much better.
Right? Yeah, if they ever do a left-handed gunfighter Mark III, right? So I have a gunfighter now.
Have you set it up yet?
Yeah, but I like my Verbal more.
Really?
I hate to say it, you know? Like the physical... maybe it's because I have like really large hands.
Okay.
So like the stick doesn't feel as nice as the Virpil to me because the Virpil's actually physically a little bigger, right?
Yeah.
Because I have big fucking like goofy Michael Jackson hands, like just huge
Do you
palmers,
wear
right?
like size large gloves or XL?
Oh
or-
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's kind of silly. So like for me, the Virpil feels like literally like it's form fitted for my goofy, ridiculous hands. But when I use the other one, the VKB, like I feel kind of like constricted in a way. Like I have to like torque my pinky around to get to the right button, and you know I knew that like after flying it for a little bit, I was like, and the gimbal isn't as nice. I feel like the Virpil's smoother. Like it's a better feel. It's also got a bigger throw, like a larger throw.
Yeah.
And again, for me being a fucking Sasquatch, like it's just feels a little better, right?
Yeah. I hear you, man.
But like it's again, I keep on making this comparison. It's like comparing Ferrari to McLaren. Like they're both really, really nice. They're both doesn't matter which one you go with, right? But for me, the personal preference was on Virpil.
Yeah, well, that's
But
interesting
I-
to hear about the hand size thing too, because that's something that I've always found is like, it's like when you're talking about mice, you know, it's like, well,
Right?
who's gonna tell you what the best mouse is for you, right? Because it's based on your hand size and your grip, what grip style you like, all that kind of stuff, you know. So
Yeah. Said, is the Virpil you're using what's listed in the gear? Yes. Well, they're right and left hand. I have two rights listed, but it's a right and a left. They're the same stick, right? Yeah, if you have a Cytec, friends don't let friends buy Cytec. Cytec always ends up in catastrophe. Warbird bases. Warbird bases. I love the Warbird bases.
and that's Virpil, right?
That's correct, yep.
Did you get the VKB base?
Yep, the gunfighters, yep.
Okay, so you just didn't like. Is it stick preference, or did you
Well,
notice any difference with the
didn't-
base?
I want to be very clear here. It's not that I didn't like. It's just like for me, the feel of the Virpils just fits better
Okay.
for like just my weird hand and position and just everything, right? And also like the button layout for me was a little more comfortable as well for Star Citizen, right?
Okay.
You know, but to say that the VKB Ultimate isn't a fucking amazing stick would be lying, because it's a fucking awesome stick,
Yeah.
right? So whether you get that or you get the Virpils, it doesn't matter. Like they're both like, get one of these two, but don't get fucking Logitech and don't get like some of these other brands. Just don't do it.
Yeah.
You know,
I would
don't
love
do
to,
it.
I would love to try it for comparison, but it's like, you know, it's like a $500 stick. It's like, is that?
Yeah, it's you know. I drive the Honda Thrustmaster T16. You know, but I have VKB pedals and Virpil sticks. You know, like I'm kind of a hybrid crossbreed, right?
Yeah.
You know?
I took your pedal recommendation and I like them a lot.
Yeah, right. See,
Yeah.
so VKB pedals I have absolutely loved.
They're kind of
right?
perfect
So-
for Star Citizen. You know, like if I needed
Right?
more nuance control, maybe for, I don't know, if I was constantly like hitting different percentages, then I might prefer something else. But like, I find they're, because you need the quickness of back and forth with SC, they're perfect, you know?
So Virpil has a 5% sale for their U.S. store opening. Yeah, well, there you go. U.S. products right there, right? Maybe that'll help a lot with... Oh, who's fucking shooting at me?
There's a hurricane.
Does he have a gunner?
No.
Oh, he does. Oh, God.
You want me to come fight him with you?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right.
He's got a gunner, so it'll be a nice 2v2.
Whoa, desync. All right.
Oh, for fuck's sake, man. Give me a break, dude. All right, so remember, when it comes to fighting the Hurricane, you got to make sure that you don't get too close to it. And if it picks you up, then just disengage it. I've got all the aggression right now. This guy just wants to be my boyfriend.
I'm just trying to catch you guys blacking out coming through that turn there.
Yep. Drop another mag on him here. Let him, because he's going to take lots of high energy passes, and we'll punish him The trick is you're in the Gladius, right? So you can make sure that his shields stay down. So I'm actually going to catch him here. Make sure he doesn't get his shields back up.
He only has one size 2 shield, right? I think that's what he's
That's correct. Yep, that's correct. So I've got all the aggression right now.
running.
Again, it's all about dealing with that turret, right? So keep sniping them.
Okay.
And when you pick up the aggression, then I can roll in for another heavy gun pass. Because the Buck does have, good gun setup.
He's still not on me. He's playing like an NPC right now. What's going on?
I think he's just focused on the Buccaneer. There it is, baby. That's how you deal with the Hurricane. Yeah, for a solo fighter to deal with the Hurricane, it's almost an insurmountable. Yeah, because you can't get away from that turret, right? But with 2 people, you can trade it. You can trade the aggression on one side or the other, right? So he stayed focused on me the whole time, right? So it's important to understand how to deal with that, right? It says, bam. It says, you were in that Hurricane. Who was me? No. Oh, you're saying bam what?
Let's see. Maybe Corgi wants another fight. Let's see. He got close in that Super Hornet. He might want to fight me again. Oh, he's not doing anything. Dead to the world. Oh, they punished me for that fight. Those bastards. Got a crime rating now. Alright, looks like Corgi's ready to go. Yay, red UI. The silliest thing about having a blue UI for engaging a non-hostile. They're just like, okay. Show him through. Almost behind him there.
That's weird. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, that was weird. Yeah, it was. It just dropped. Let's. Is the stream back up?
Sorry, I'm not watching. I'm fighting at the moment.
It says I'm still streaming. Yeah, it was weird. I've had that happen a couple times now where my ISP will just drop. I think they're doing construction around where I am. Let's see. Seems like the chat's not responding, so it might be down. I'd stop and then I'll restart it here. Okay. Let's see if that works.
Man, this guy likes getting in close, which is...
Who you fighting? The Hornet?
Yeah.
45s.
Yeah, I know.
Shit. Said I think that was Twitch, honestly. No, I don't think it was because... or you think it was? Well... Might have been my
There we
ISP.
go.
Either way, we're back up. You got him?
Yeah.
My man. My man. Yeah, the Hornet's a little easier to hit, a little physically big. See how much bigger, see how much different though, like hitting a physically bigger ship, like how much easier it is to hit?
Yeah.
Even just by that little bit, right? Like it
No,
really does
it
make
makes
a difference.
a huge difference where the arrow is just this like sliver of a ship when it's
Right?
facing you. You're just like, I'm on
Oh, you see
target,
that-
but like 1 in 10 shots are hitting. Come on, man.
You see those 2 pixels? Yeah, you got to shoot them.
Yeah. I think these guys are having a little bit of a. I can't tell if these
Tim
guys are.
Hortons Wi-Fi's not cutting it. Oh, that's funny. Sid, I have never had a clean Twitch viewer experience. For fuck's sake, I hate Twitch.
Okay, seems
You guys
like
think
this,
I should jump over to YouTube?
Is the OG pretty good? Free OG?
The OG? Yeah, he's good. Yep.
Guess we're-
He's actually a good matchup for you.
Okay. Well, we're going. I hate that freaking blade. Don't enjoy fighting it, man. You crash?
No, look at my... What is going on? What is happening? Look at my Buccaneers. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, dude. Pressure
Guy's
check.
keeping too far. He's just staying really defensive, man.
Oh my god, that was so fucking funny. Yeah, he's a range fighter, right? So you want to remember I say about cutting anything close, right?
Yeah.
But the nice thing about him is if you get into a bad spot, you can just pull away and he won't be able to catch you, right? So you can control the fight too, right? Just be sure not to
Yeah.
over push on him, right? Just punish him and then keep bringing it in on him.
Does the blade have better rate?
Then your ship, I
Yeah.
think it has pretty much the same.
Okay.
Pretty much the same. The blade obviously will capitalize on its better weapons. But if you do your countermaneuvers properly, you're gonna shake a lot of that damage.
Got him,
Because
got him.
You got him? Oh,
Yeah.
my man, my man! I'm proud
The
of
last
you.
shot lined up really nicely. It felt good. Felt good.
There we go. See, that's what I'm talking about, right? Like that's
Probably got a
EM
little
missile.
damage. I can't tell. I always get that like little bit of pinkishness towards the center of my Gladius screen, and I'm like, what does that mean damage-wise?
that just means you're at 40%.
Gotcha.
Oh, I'm gonna get him
Yeah.
in this next turn.
Hey
here
Trey,
for
thanks
sure.
for the 5 again. Can you fight A1, please?
Lead
Lol.
turn
Oh,
in the next turn
I mean,
here.
yeah, my chat wants me to fight you, which is yeah.
Pew.
I mean, I can use a trip back to Grim Hex, you know. So. I'll fight you with my damaged Gladius. That way I don't have to go repair it.
Slightly damaged Buccaneer, but the Buccaneer's got an insane amount of DPS if I can get it on you.
Yeah. Okay.
Why
let me
can't I-
come quantum to you.
Here,
Oh,
let me see
I
if I can
can't. You're
find a 1-1
22
here.
away. I'll,
Yeah, I'm looking for a 1-1 here. Let's see. here, that's
oh, I
1-3.
found it. I'm gonna jump to it in 1 second.
Oh, I got it. Yeah. 20K. Said his internet cut out. Yeah, that was my bad, guys. I'm not sure what happened. My internet ISP just dropped, or Twitch dropped, or something happened.
That Canadian internet.
That
You know?
Kanakistan internet, I tell you. Well, the maple syrup got in the lines again, so he had to send some beavers out there to deal with it. Corgi, Eagle,
Oh, that's it.
Stormcrow.
All right. Yeah, I think my
Okay.
chat just wants to see how much better you are than the guys that I've been fighting.
Oh, God.
Like, okay,
There's
so
the
you guys
merge.
want to see a quick fight?
Pew, 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 pew. Do you want to here? Let's drop 1 second. One second.
Wait.
Let's drop the icons because the icons get in the way. If it's hard to see your target, you know.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So here we go. So that there we go. That way you
Yeah.
don't see like Avenger 1 and you're like, what is that? The ship or the icon? Like,
Yeah.
Here we'll pass.
Great
again
UI. Great UI.
here. Right.
Yeah.
Translation: higher level cap. Some level cap design techniques.
Yeah, I'll do the UI for the game. Take it on, man.
You see the momentum pass there. So like,
Mhm.
the fight will extend like that. A lot of times, like the first pass guys come in hot, right? And then the fights start to close in. And remember, right? Like you always want to see that deflection there. A little bit too late on that deflection.
Gotcha.
right? And you have a lot of momentum built up in that turn, right? And I'm in the 45 here. I'm actually strafing opposite to you to create that deflection. And again, right? So we got to make those deflections a little tighter. Is your G-safe off and you're using boost, right?
Yeah.
Right? Because what we need to do is when you...
Could you stop talking to me while we're fighting? Okay, man, I'm trying to concentrate over here. And you're like, okay, so let's see what you need to do here. Like, I'm trying not to die horribly. Give me 1 second.
It's like it's like a rally car driver. Easy left, easy right, easy right.
Yeah,
listen to me, listen to
exactly.
me. Easy right.
What's the name that he keeps yelling? He's like, I forgot what name it is.
Do you know that?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
He's like,
I
pay
have to find
attention.
this out,
Pay attention.
Right? You're not listening to me.
I said, hard right, like right 3. What are you doing? You know, he's like,
Right.
so funny, man.
Samir, you're breaking my car.
That's it, Samir. Yeah, Samir. Samir, what are you doing?
Yeah, shut up, yeah. 15 down here. Triple caution.
Such a good video, man.
Concentrate, Samir, please.
You're wrecking the car, Samir.
You're breaking my car. Oh, God, the internet, dude. God damn it. That is so fucking funny, man. Alright, 3 OG.
Welcome to the ASOC Vehicle Retrieval System.
You're breaking my car. That's what I'm gonna say. You're breaking my arrow.
Your insurance claim has been cleared. Please visit us again.
There's the merge.
Yeah, so chat. As you can see, A1 is a very, very good pilot. And despite it kind of looking like a normal fight, like I could tell when you were just like, yeah, I'm going to take the trade-ish right now because I've just got weapons on. Makes sense. You just felt like he was in control of the fight the whole time.
Well, there's strengths to each ship, right? And the Buccaneer can trade now. Now they've fixed the... there was an issue with the Buccaneer's ability to take a trade because you'd lose a thruster and it would just be basically game over.
I like how YouTube chat and in-game chat it seems like the same right now. They're all quoting Samir.
Right? You're breaking my car. Listen to me, Samir.
Samir.
Welcome to the ASOC Vehicle Retrieval System.
Just imagine being that rally guy, though. You're breaking my car, Samir.
I read up on that. Apparently, it is like it was a quick cut of like everything, so it's like they cut it all together as opposed to like,
To the ASOC
Oh, yeah.
Vehicle
you know, so it's like
Retrieval
over the course of like an hour-long rally race or a couple of them, I guess they cut them together, so it all sounded really
to the
bad.
ASOC Vehicle
But
Retrieval System.
apparently, the dudes are like friends, and it wasn't like an issue or anything.
They sound like they're friends.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds like actually they're really good friends, right? Because it's just like,
Yeah, if you can talk like that to somebody in the car, you know.
he's like, yeah, shut up. Like, I got it. Oh, God.
Your vehicle has been
If,
delivered
without
to
the internet, man, we would never have known about Samir.
How do you enable NVIDIA performance display?
Schmuckaneer.
I
I
think
should
it's
go get
like
my
Alt
Hornet.
Z or whatever it is to get into your
My horny
NVIDIA
Hornet.
control panel.
I actually enjoy flying the Hornet, but it just struggles, man. She struggles so bad.
Yeah, I mean, I could see.
Hard
I'm
left,
already.
Samir's laughing, right?
Yeah, I already like rage enough about the rates in a Gladius. You know, I just feel like I'm just like always fighting the rate. So if I get a ship even slower, I'm just gonna be like, oh no.
Right? It's like, I can't turn. Come on, Mark Eagle. There we go.
One thing I might want to tweak about the Toby is it like it kind of auto corrects your head position stuff, but it does it. It can be a
Did you
little
tur-
annoying at times.
Did you turn off your reposition on in Star Citizen?
I don't know.
There's a recenter option in Star Citizen that is annoying as shit. I turn it off.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Well,
Turn it
you're
off
using
for
a track
Toby.
IR, right?
It might be similar though. You can try turning it off and see if it feels better. Worst case,
Yeah.
you turn it back on.
Yeah, I'll look into that setting.
Landing gear rejected.
Let's see here. Stormcrow. So mind briefly explaining combat engagement etiquette, please. If someone targets you and they flare, that means the fight's on. So you do emerge and engage right away.
Yeah.
Right?
Generally,
Once
both ships should flare, though. Like it's sort of an acceptance, right?
Yeah, flare is basically you're bowing, and now you're going to begin, right? Sometimes to get their attention, you might fire a shot into their shields or like past them to be like, hey, you know. So like someone just lit me up there, Stormcrow, right? But he could be applying more damage to me, but he's basically saying, hey, I'm ready. So I flare, he flares, we merge, now the fight's on.
Oh,
Right?
there's my-
Now, you got to realize not everyone does that, but, you know, the more you PvP, the more you do it, it becomes a respect thing, and it does make life a little more... You're not confused. That's like, hey, is the fight on? Is it not? Like,
Yeah.
you know?
And once there's better modes for practicing and the PU's working, you know, probably a bunch of that'll go away for the most part. When people are less just engaging for the sake of engaging. I say, I'm looking for... We're not in the same party anymore, so I'm like, which one are you? But I see a bunch of fighters out here. People are shooting at each other and missiles are
Oh,
going.
isn't this another Cuddy Black here, yeah. It's a little bit of a battle going on here now.
Well, yeah, I see Corgi fighting some guy, and I'm getting missile locked right now.
Yeah, probably the Cutlass.
Oh, you think so?
So we call it a handshake. It's for agreeing to fight in free flight. So that kind of emerged standard in SC. Who invented this? The salute. I'm not really sure who invented it. I mean, it was a DCS tradition as well, right? People would merge and then begin, right?
Contact.
There's a lot of people out here, man.
Contact.
Oh, a good 4 or 5 ships, seems like. The Cuddy's just getting blown up, man. Are you killing
Right.
the Cuddy?
No, I'm just chilling out here. There is a Bam in a Bam fight Bam. He's around your. He's a good he's a good matchup.
Okay.
He's in your weight class, you know.
Yep.
Put the gloves on. Let's go. Let's see here. So did I miss the Teslas, Cams? You did. 2 successful passes. Linz and Shizzy. Shizzy almost squeaked out that loss, though.
Ooh, I almost had a good like profile shot on Bam there.
Looks like Corgi's damaged. So we've got Avenger 16 and Avenger 21. So now we're looking for 18, 19, and 20. Interrupt these guys' fight. Go back to OM1 and wait for some battle. Did you get Bam?
Oh, we're still fighting. Yeah, I'm not you. I don't finish it in like 3 seconds.
There you go, pumping my ego up again. It's so big. What am I gonna do?
God, I feel my FPS just chomping
Tanking.
here, though, man. It's really frustrating. It's not a
been moving
smooth
up the booking
experience.
Who did this? I'm actually not having a bad time in the Buck, I'll be honest. It's not a meta ship, you know, and there is better ships out there, but it's not that bad now considering they fixed the thruster problem.
God damn it. I whiffed my shots.
No!
I hate it when you have like the perfect opportunity and you just go dry mag and you're like, come on. man.
Right? Come on, man. Oh, it fell off the tower and he went chasing it. Come here, Grogu.
Getting his distance here.
Look at him.
get into a bit of a strafing war here.
Shields under fire.
Less strafe equals closer distance. Buck meta confirmed. No. Hey, Grogu.
There's something
There you
off
go,
of
buddy.
his ship.
It's already 2:15, man. Like, I feel like I just started streaming.
I'd be so hurt.
You've only been streaming for 16 minutes. Bruh.
He's red hold.
Get up! I believe!
Damn, what are you doing to me, buddy?
You're tearing me apart, Mark!
Mark. Lisa.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, bam! He went for the rim.
Oh! Oh, you guys collided?
Yeah. I'm blaming him.
Ah,
I had
damn
my foot on reverse thrust.
Oh, no.
Dang it!
Oh,
I
damn
had
it.
him. I had him fully red hold. I don't think he got through my shields there, so I felt more in control. But I think that's what happens in the noob dogfights.
You'll get there. It's all good. As long as your speed limiter's turned
Oh,
off and you just...
Bam's in chat. No worries, man.
He's like, I'm sorry.
Hey, it takes two bad pilots to crash, right?
I guess that must be bad because I crash all the time. I crash into the ground like crazy, actually. I deck myself so many
Oh, yeah.
times.
Racing incident is what chat's saying. It's a racing incident.
Racing incident.
You watch Formula
That's
One
the
at all?
best turn. I love Formula One. Lewis Hamilton's on fire, man.
I know. It's fun to watch, man. This season's fun. It's, you know, Max has got quite a point lead, so it doesn't feel quite as like cutthroat as last year, but you know,
Yeah,
It's
he's
pretty
the
fun.
Dutch one, right? Verstappen?
yeah. Verstappen.
Yeah, my dad's Dutch, and so he follows it all the time too and gives me updates. He's like, Max won. I'm like, yeah. People don't like Hamilton very much, though. I think he's kind of a prick. I kind of like him, though.
I like Hamilton. He is a bit more of a diplomat. That's the only thing is where like, you know, he's always got this like kind of PR approach to his interactions, which is like, you know,
Feels
it's very
kind of almost fake.
Yeah, I'm sort of like, I always wonder what Hamilton's like when the cameras aren't on him, you know, and I don't
Right.
feel that quite as much with the other drivers.
Yeah,
But I
like,
mean,
you're not-
you got to respect his driving. He's an incredible driver.
He is, man.
Welcome.
He is.
to
Oof.
the
Yeah,
ASOC
poor Ferrari
James
this
is
year.
dead.
Their cars keep catching on fire.
Yeah, I know.
They'll be having a good race. You're like, all right, it's Ferrari's race, and their car catches on fire. Like, guess it's not their race.
They're so fast, they're on fire.
Yeah, yeah,
But it makes for one really fast lap.
yeah. Oh, I got to. I actually got stuff to do today. You know, those annoying things. So I'm probably gonna wrap up this stream, man.
Yep, I only got about an hour and a bit left, man. But dude, I have fun doing this, man. And you've been improving, slowly improving, right? As long as we get
Yeah, I mean,
know?
I think I've been improving at the adequate rate for the amount of time I'm putting into it, which
that's
know.
a good way to put it. Yep,
Yeah,
that's a
I'm
good way to
not
put it.
like playing every day or PvPing every day, rather. But, you know, I feel myself getting more in control, less nervous. I do have to lock down this whatever the hell's going on with my FPS. It's driving me nuts right now.
Yeah, that'll
I'll
be
figure it
really.
out. I'll figure it out, though. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right, dude. GG's. I'm going to say goodbye to my stream.
All right, buddy. So everyone knows flames makes cars faster.
All right, there we go. All right, guys, thanks for dropping by. I appreciate the donations today. Especially Trey, you were on fire with the donations. Very much appreciated, sir. I hope you guys enjoyed some of the SC content. Still learning, still getting better. I need to lock down my whatever my FPS chunking is, whatever's causing that in this game. It's kind of new this patch, I think. It wasn't really something I experienced as much last patch. So I don't know. I'll delete some shader folders. I'll install some new drivers. I'll read some stuff on websites. We'll get there. I do really, really, really enjoy the PvP in this game. And I can't wait till there's an actual in-game reason for fighting other players other than just having fun. Because it'll be great when there's like cargo ships with like big cargo loads and like escort fighters protecting them and stuff. And like having that being a big payoff if you win the fight. That could be really fun. So can't wait for it. As always, guys, thanks for watching. I should have a video coming out later today, so keep your eyes peeled for that. If you got notifications turned on and stuff, it should pop up in your inbox and whatnot. Otherwise, have a good day, guys, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.